Two.
Welcome, race fans, to race number 6 of the Belly Up Sports Cup Series here. We're at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, an amazing racetrack here for the Kickin Tires 150. These drivers are out there qualifying right now, getting ready to get going green here for 120 laps. Joining me tonight is Carlos Acosta, our lovely producer here, giving us the sights and sounds here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Joining me as well as David Westergreen, my co-announcer here. I'm excited for this one. This is a series sponsor. Everyone wants to be able to go out and win for the series sponsor, and or not the series sponsor, but one of the sponsors for this series here for the Belly Up Sports Cup Series cars. This is one that you have to, you have to go down and lay a good lap and have a good performance here. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yeah, this is going to be a track where it's very tough to pass. You've got very long straightaways, if you can recall that track map Carlos just put up there, and two very different corner styles. You've got this kind of flat turn 3 where you carry it deep into the corner and end up with a lot of exit speed, and then you've got this very high banked turn 1 where you're going to be able to get in very deep and go up to the top of the racetrack, and I just think these guys are going to struggle to pass, so track position will be paramount. I think you'll see some shifting through both of these slower corners, and with that you're going to get some tire wear and guys saving their tires. It'll ultimately come down to, I think, that track position game and who can stay out of trouble in the back of the field and run up front down these long straightaways, draft past people, and go on and take the win. So it's going to be a fun one for sure tonight, Gerald.
Well, I don't have to look too hard to find out, or have to recall too hard for myself to know who was the very first Belly Up Sports Cup Series driver to win at this racetrack. That would be myself. Thank you very much. I won a championship for that as well. So it's very fun track for myself. Very difficult track as well, as you were stating. The interesting part is going to be to see who is going to be able to do the shifting the best, because I would have to believe shifting is going to be a big topic for a lot of these guys here tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is, and with that, they're going to have to figure out the appropriate times to shift. They're going to have to figure out how to shift without losing their right rear tire, and I trust these Elite Cup Series drivers. I think they'll be able to figure it out and run really well for the remainder of the evening. Do you want to look at the points here as well before we get started in this one and finish up this qualifying where Ethan Burrell currently sits on the pole?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give us a rundown of who we're looking at as inside the points, 5 races in so far.
We're missing the graphic, but for the viewers at home, Matthew Weeks, last week's winner at Indianapolis, he is the points leader over Tate Lytle, his teammate, by 13 points. Tyler Fody of Lake Norman Motorsports is 4th in points, 25 back. That is almost half a race. Weeks and Tate have really been setting a blistering pace over the last couple of weeks, and it's going to be difficult to catch them before the end of the regular season. We're already coming up on halfway in this season, so those guys have set out really strong to start. 4th in points is Chad Frankenfield, Mr. Aggressive himself. He's led a number of laps this season, but he hasn't been able to put a win together. But he's put together a couple of good top 5 finishes and sits 4th in points, 34 off of Matthew Weeks' lead. And Scott Crump is tied with David Tooker for 5th in points, 39 back. The remainder of the top 10 is Jonathan Cutlip, Ethan Burrell, Nick Indelicato, and Ethan Stanley. So those would be the guys I think you'd be looking out for as your top points getters. And speaking of some of those guys, Jonathan Cutlip, Matthew Weeks just both went to the top of the board here in qualifying.
You'd have to believe they're going to be pretty good. Last few races have been at flat tracks. Matthew Weeks, the most recent winner, winning it at in Indy for the second of the season's big full distance race. So Matthew Weeks putting up some strong numbers, as you just said there. Looks like we're going to have 44 cars. I do believe when we have 44 cars show up for a race, they do let that last guy in. It's when they get to 45 when they start eliminating. So we'll take a look and make sure that's the case here for tonight as well, as qualifying just has wrapped up. We'll find out who our starting positions is. You want me to go ahead and start it off, David?
Yep, throw it.
All right, look at who's on top. It's Jonathan Cutlip able to get it done here tonight, puts himself on top of the board for Fueled Up Racing in front of Mr. Money Mags himself, Matthew Weeks. He's earned the most amount of money so far this season, I do believe. That's going to be Ethan Burrell for Do Good Motorsports, trying to get Do Good into the win column there in third. Ethan Stanley going to be starting from the fourth position. Tyler Fody, fifth. R.C. Anderson in sixth. Tate Lytle, seventh. Gavin Hibbs, who's on a strong run so far this season, and eighth. Scott Crump in ninth. Justin Wadsworth, starting in the 10th position. William White starting in the 11th, and Chad Frankenfield's going to be running out the top 12.
Yeah, and then moving to 13th, row 7, that's Hunter Smith and a Leighton Norgard there. Garrison Hogan, the Homestead winner, and Jordan Owens will be in row 8. Row 9 is Chris Wright and Ryan Schuld. Row 10, Ryan Gavel, that's the COTA winner, and Nick Massey, the runner-up in Daytona. Row 11 is Josh Robin and Vincent Isabella. Row 12 is Trey Holmes and Andrew Rucker.
Starting in the 25th position is Justin Vandermeer, and 26th is Jesse Racimus. 27th, Joshua Adams. Johnny Thomas in 28th, Justin Fortner 29th, Seth Rawls 30th, Colin Culpa, which just logged out, actually going to start in the 31st position. Britt Jones 32nd, Joshua Clark 33rd, Ty McIntosh in 34th, Michael Goodman going to be starting in 35th, and 36th is going to be Kyle Hanshaw.
I think Colin Culpa was the last open driver and did not qualify. I think that's what the rule is going to be there. So starting technically 37th, but really 36th, Dustin Dewar, Michael Hosack, Joshua Personette, Casey Hatch. Poor qualifying runs for a couple of our top 10 points getters. Nick Indelicato and David Took are starting way out in the back. And that kind of goes against what I said before the start of this one. Robert Hill and Mark Rabilis will round out the field. So I guess before this, should we give some race picks? We actually got qualifying done before they started going today.
Yeah, absolutely. You go ahead and pick your pick here. I'll let you go first, David.
I'm gonna go with the guy who we talked to last week, was somewhat complaining that he hasn't won a race yet and hasn't won a cup race in a while. He missed winning last season. I'm gonna go with Tate Lytle, the 56 car. Been really fast, qualified in the top 10. Think he'll drive up there and get it done today.
That was actually who I was going to pick. Thank you. Then I'm going to go against his teammate, Mr. Consistency and Mr. On Top. I think even though this isn't a full distance race, he's going to show himself to be strong once again. That's going to be Matthew Weeks. Carlos, you want to give a pick here tonight?
Yeah, what's up, race fans? I'm going to go ahead and throw in my words, and I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing Jonathan Cutlip or Pole Sitter get the win.
All right. That's a good pick as well. Well, the pace car lights are off. We're about to see how they do it here in turn number 1. Everyone's going to be throwing it in there, downshifting. We're going to find out how it goes here, where the racing gets good and the good get racing. We're green flag for the Kickin the Tires 150 at Gateway. Green flag is out, and Jonathan Cutlip able to clear himself, throws it into turn number 1, and now we pray they come back out of turn number 2.
Ethan Stanley's going to throw it in 3 wide. That's for third spot. Matthew Weeks pushes up the racetrack, clears Ethan Burrell for second. They're 3 wide for third.
Yeah, Weeks went way too high there, allowed the door to be open. That allowed Ethan Burrell to get up into the second position as drivers are throwing it in there. Oh, R.C. Anderson right underneath, and Matthew Weeks goes up high, 4 wide, and a car in the grass.
Josh Robin in the grass behind. Matthew Weeks is losing spot after spot. He's back outside the top 10 now as Scott Crump and William White go by. Dusty Dewar also having problems in the back.
Yeah, he got sit going into the turn. How we did not have a caution on lap number 1 is crazy. And
Gavin Hibbs just whacked the wall. Oh, Chad Frankenfield sideways.
Oh boy, the 4 now is looking bad.
Everybody's struggling with the handling on those icy cold tires. Ryan Schuld now falling back. Matthew Weeks falling back. Scott Crump sideways in turn 3.
Sideways. It's like there's rain on the track or something here. It's invisible.
These guys have really struggled with the handling of the car in the opening laps.
You know, everyone said that if you're going to try to make the positions, you're going to want to do it early on because it's so difficult to pass, but you got to not make mistakes either here. And our top 5 drivers have easily been able to clear themselves out in front. And now it's kind of single filed out a little bit. How these drivers are still going and we haven't had a wreck is unbelievable. What a crazy first couple laps here at Gateway.
we'll have to go back and get some replays of that opening lap at some point here, maybe when we get our first caution. But for now, I mean, a lot of guys falling back. Scott Crump, Chad Frankenfield, Ryan Schold, Dusty Dewar, Nick Massey's back in 43rd right now. So just a huge group of cars having major issues to this point.
Yeah, now I think these drivers have taken, hopefully, a breath. As I say that, someone goes sideways. Is that Chad again?
It probably is.
Really side or going ducking to the inside. Yeah, I think it is. He is not going to be friendly to those tires again here.
And Rucker up the track. He's back here in the mid pack. Ryan Gavel outside of Justin Wadsworth. Gavel working his way towards that top 10. He's one of the early risers. He's up from 19th to 11th, and the caution is out. It's Michael Hosak spinning down the front straightaway.
Well, needless to say, I think everyone feels a little uncomfortable on the track. Since 24 spins it back around, we're going to take a look here in just a second and see exactly what happened with the Mark Revillis replay. On the inside, gets on the gas. Ooh.
First the net with
really...
he hit the inside wall.
A little too much beans, it looks like.
A lot worse. Yeah, that could have been a real bad thing. He almost he did the right thing. He almost overcorrected it right in front of the field. I don't think Personette got too bad in the wall there.
No, that won't be too big damage.
He needed to go that far down or he was going to get hit, but I think David Tooker did get a little bump there. Let's see if we can go. Yeah, this would be a good one for her to go on board with.
Personette had kind of wiped out before Hosak even wiped out. Let's hey Carlos, if we can, let's go get a replay of that opening lap if we can. Just a couple of those incidents.
Matthew Weeks. I really want to see.
Well, we're gonna start it off where it first started.
Yep, Robin first.
True.
That car just
a little too much gravy.
And there's another one behind him, Dusty Dewar, spinning out as well. And then I think Scott Crump was that same spot, the next corner, just dead center of the corner. Car broke loose on him. So back all the way back into 3, but right here is part of Weeks' troubles. You see him up in the top. He's losing spot. I think Chad Frankenfield's going to get loose right there. And Chad goes sideways to the apron. This puts Ryan Schold in the grass. And then Crump's going to get loose here in 3.
Oh, he got contact.
He got into Darcy Anderson. Wow, missed that. Missed RC getting involved.
Yeah.
He's still 7th. He fell behind Hunter Smith after that.
This is Schold.
Let's see, this is the issue for Ryan Schold, and I think it's Leighton Norgard we're on board with right here.
Yeah, this is Leighton Norgard's car right.
Oh, I apologize. Let me get the right person. Excuse me for that, gentlemen.
He was right in front of him.
Yep, they were right next to each other.
Chad get loose here. Whoa.
And Schold ends up in the grass for it, but that's one of the cars that led a bunch of laps at Indianapolis. Wow. All that behind Jonathan Cutlip, your race leader, who has been stellar from the pole so far.
It's a lot easier to concentrate on your tires when you got no one getting loose in front of you. So Cutlip's, there's a little bit of advantage there, but man, Weeks is going to be kicking himself here. Had a great start, starting in 2nd place, and finds himself all the way back in 11th. It's not a great start for him, as you see another driver having issues there coming back off of pit road. That's going to be the driver that hit that inside wall, Joshua Personette, being able to get going. We have one car on the 1 lap down. That's Josh Robin at the moment.
I think yeah, that would be Josh Robin. He was one of the ones who spun out there. My goodness, what a wild start to this one. Worth noting, Garrison Hogan did get an EOL. He's coming from the back with David Tooker. They're 31st and 32nd right now. Nick Indelicato's up to 28th after starting 41st. On that progress check, and then the 2 highest gainers so far. Hunter Smith's up to 6th from 13th. You've got Vincent Isabella's up to 14th from 22nd. Jesse Rasmus is up to 15th from 26th. So those 2 right there have been kind of moving forward, taking advantage of all those mistakes.
Well, take a deep breath, folks, because we're going to try it again here. When you thought that they had just gotten outspaced up enough to not have to worry about racing side by side, here we go, side by side again. And we're going to see how they are able to do on this restart Green flag is back out. Jonathan Cullip on the outside gets another wonderful start here, and we're going to see how it works in turns 1 and 2.
Outside lane backed up big time on that restart. Hunter Smith got backed up. He might lose a spot here. Tyler Fode clears to 4th. He's going to lose that spot to Ethan Stanley, though, for 3rd. And Vincent sideways off of 2. Somebody hit the wall as well.
Yeah, there's cars everywhere on track. It's hard to concentrate on the one point of the track. There's 3 wide racing back there with Rucker.
I mean,
boy.
that's pretty typical of little Sunny D back there.
Yeah, we might see more Sunny D cautions in the future here, folks. As these drivers are.
Oh, someone just pounded the walls. Robert Hill.
Hard into the wall too.
Roberts losing ground. Fortner's losing ground. A couple of guys just missed turn 1, and that's.
Fortner got shoved up into the corner.
Oh man, Hatch in the wall. Big wreck in the back.
Oh no, it's Personette again back there involved.
Nick Massey's got big damage from this one. That's one of your guys in the top 10 in points. Actually, Massey's 13th in points, but that is not going to help him at all.
No.
There's another caution early in this one. This might be a caution-filled race, folks. Car handling evilly right now, and yeah, that's all by Hatch itself.
Oh my goodness, that was such an overcorrect. You know, and they iRacing has done a decent job of being able to correct these cars somewhat with overcorrect, but this reminds me of when this car first came out, and overcorrect was so bad in these cars, and these drivers are having that problem again here tonight.
Yeah, this is a very, very ill handling race car, it seems. We run a fixed setup here, and oh man, Nick Massey absolutely nowhere to go.
Lost the bumper.
Yep.
Let's go on board with the 14 here and see his hands moving around. Yeah, Nick Massey might be in the pits for a bit here.
Yeah, car steps out on Hatchie, he turns it back right, and it's just
not even much.
hooks.
Not even turning it that much.
There's hooks. Now you're not expecting it to hook when you're sliding like that.
It hooks, and then the Huckleberry car gets involved here.
Oh, it just caught in the right rear too. And Robert Hill,
he might be okay.
Yeah, and been in some adventures already in this one. Robert Hill also hit the wall in 3 and 4 that time before, and has some damage from that. So, you know, a lot of early damage in this one, and early mistakes.
Yeah, a lot of action here. A lot of these drivers are hoping that maybe more grip on the track, maybe more. Rubber gets put down and makes this a little bit easier. Our lucky draw driver just goes around there. It was Josh Robin putting himself back on the lead lap. They'll put 43 cars back on the lead lap for the time being. It doesn't look like Massey has gone a lap down yet, but wait to see exactly how that turns up.
Yeah, I think that 48 car, it's not done for the day, but it's hurting.
Yeah, he might be in the back for a little bit.
Robert
I mean,
Hill
I have
went
seen
off
these cars, once you get them fully repaired, you know, they do make, they do come back to life a little bit. But we're going to test that theory a little bit here tonight. Well, we hope that there's going to be a little bit of green flag racing here before it's said and done. I don't know if the handle comes back to these guys. But we're about to find out here. It looks like, oh, nope, I thought they were doubling up. I guess not just yet.
One more lap, I assume. So maybe we'll do a little sponsor read here, try to pay some bills while we have a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and do that.
Oh, you mean a commercial? I'm sorry. That's on me, guys.
Either one. Let's pay some bills.
Yeah, let's play commercials, and then after that we got time. Let's do an ad read.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Hot.
Alrighty, we're back to go green once again. Coming to lap 15. Jonathan Cutlip is leading the outside lane once again, folks. So let's see if these drivers can get themselves spaced out, or if we're going to have another incident. These drivers are all on toes right now as green flag is back out. Jonathan Cutlip is once again able to clear himself for the lead. Side by side between Fody and Ethan Burrell going into turn number 1.
Two guys who've battled a lot over the last couple of seasons. And right behind them, Ethan Stanley, Tate Lytle side by side as well. And Burrell clears Fody, Stanley clears Tate. Inside line prevails down the back straightaway.
Yeah, William White just lost about 10 spots there. Oh, RC breaks it a little bit early, and Gavin Hibbs there gives them a little bit of a shot there. These drivers are starting to look like they are giving themselves a little bit of space as they're able to come around turn number 2. So far, so good for these drivers.
Yeah, it's been that handling of these cars, not so much them, running into each other for the most part in terms of the incidents we've had so far. Tate Lytle sideways in 2.
Oh, he catches it.
That's a guy you don't. That's a guy you don't see losing the car all that often.
Yeah, more Matthew Weeks. Both of our picks. We jinxed both of them here.
Vincent Isabella just got loose, lost 2 or 3 spots down the back. A lot of ill-handling race cars right now.
I think it's just very line sensitive right now. I think if you get offline, it's just maybe where the rubber's not at or something, and it just causes them to back up. Or maybe it's the shifting not really being where the gearing is needing to be at, because it could definitely be from the shifting.
Yeah, it's it's a number of factors too. Gateway's more of a touchy racetrack. You can't really jam the throttle, and Vincent's having trouble with it. Oh, somebody else in the wall back there. That's Mark Rabilas too. These guys are just struggling with this car coming off of these corners. It's tight and loose at the same time. That's just not a comfortable feeling for these drivers.
You ever stepped on soap in the bathroom and you catch yourself and you go, oh boy. I've done it. Everyone's done it. You catch yourself and you go, oh boy. Catch your breath and you go, oh man, that was scary. These guys are doing that every lap right now, and there's probably catching their breath and slipping, sliding all over the place, and that's exactly how I guess you could say the feels are on the track. Is there are still a lot of passes being made. You see right there, R.C. Henderson getting passed by Gavin Hibbs. That is for the 6th position. So Gavin Hibbs is making a strong run into the top 5 here, it looks like.
Hunter Smith just bypassed R.C. as well, and there goes. I think that's Gavel into the outside wall. Tate now underneath Justin Wadsworth right behind. So big battles here inside this top 10, but a lot of these mistakes being made by these drivers where we haven't seen these guys overstepping the car like this pretty much all season.
Oh, Chad.
He's in the grass. He's going to come back up. Is he going to have... He's obviously made those tires angry, but are people going to give him the space to get back up?
And yeah, right behind them is a battle for our bracket, our belly up bracket. Tate and Vincent and Scott is one of the bracket fights, and Chad and Tyler Fody is one of the other bracket fights in the. I think we're in the Elite 8 technically. And, so bracket implications is Fody runs 3rd and Chad runs well in the back of the field after half spinning twice.
Yeah, that's something that we'll have to be able to keep an eye on here tonight.
Oh man, Vincent just about hit the wall again.
He's trying to get that pretty paint off the car before too long.
And loses the spot to Scott Crump right there as well. So bracket implications on that end. Up front, pretty calm, though Gavin Hibbs and R.C. Anderson continue to battle for 6th position.
That's been for the last few laps. They've switched sides now. It looks like Gavin's on the outside, R.C. onto the inside. Ooh, getting loose going in is Gavin there. Able to correct it, but that's going to allow R.C. to get it.
And we put up a Gavin Hibbs hit the wall counter last week, and he managed to parlay a top 10 out of it with the right side tire call.
Did he, or was that just the laps that we were running?
He did. And this week he's already hit the wall one time, so hopefully we don't have to run the Gavin counter again.
Hopefully not. I think I think his team maybe doesn't want to have to replace every sticker on the race car this week. But right now, running pretty well in 7th. RC able to get that spot, and now it looks like Ryan Gabble there trying to take a look to the inside of him. Ooh, right on the back bump.
Oh, Gavin's a little loose.
Hit the old Intimidator button on him.
I want to call attention as Gabble goes to pass Hibbs to Jesse Rasmus. Up to 12th from 26th starting spot. Really impressive run early for that 70 car. Hopefully that's not him over abusing the tires, but a really strong run early. And then the other guy I want to call out, Nick Delicato. He's up to what looks like 17th right now in that 10. The 3Y TV car, how about that? Running very strongly for Shift Esports after a 41st starting position, struggling in qualifying is Delicato.
Yeah, these guys have done a really good job of being able to not spin out here and get going here. It looks like drivers are starting to space out, make it a little bit easier for themselves. More battling happening on back of the field there. Looks like the 10 is going to be going underneath the 88. That's going to be a battle for yeah, looks like Nick Delicato, who started really far back. I believe he spun out in qualifying, so trying to make his way back up to the front here after having a bad qualifying run.
Yeah, I'm curious because Delicato was the one taken out under caution last week, but even before that, had a fire alarm go off in his, I think, dorm room. I want to say he's in college. It went off in his dorm room, and he ended up having to get out of the car for a few laps. And when he got back in, got plowed into under caution. I know you talked to the culprit there. What was the story behind that on Thursday?
Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. We asked him the hard-hitting questions and let him know all the displeasures of everybody in the league. So if you're wanting to see why Mr. Harry is not running in the series, and maybe to see if he has any remorse to it all, tune in tomorrow night on Thursday on the podcast there. Really strong battle here. Looks like 56 there. Tate Lytle's going to go underneath Gavin Hibbs. Oh, wow. Tire. That's an interesting shot. I don't know what that shows of. As looks like, yeah, Gavin's trying. He's falling back just a little bit here.
Yeah, I think Tate is rolling the. Oh, they're running into each other here in 1 and 2.
And it's a fight for, I think, the preferred line, to be honest. As looks like Hibbs is going to be able to hold off Tate Lytle for this lap.
Hibbs is, I think, kind of running that top lane, hanging out that right rear tire, and Tate is significantly more controlled at this point in the race, and I wonder if that will pay dividends over the long run for Tate Lytle in the 56. He's usually one of those cars that's really good in the long run, so I would half expect it.
Yeah, I think honestly it's going to be the driver that saves their right front, because there are definitely some cars out there throwing it into the turn. You saw right there main culprit Chad Frankenfield, probably number one culprit of killing his right front tires, as he's trying to get on. Looks like that's Chris Wright. He's trying to make up those spots that he lost early on here.
Yeah, the battle for the lead has also tightened up decently. Jonathan Cutlip has held it since the beginning of the race as the pole sitter. Ethan Burrell's kind of closed in right on his back bumper here. That's certainly the closest Ethan's been since the restart.
Ooh,
Tyler Fode's right there on the back bumper as well. So those top three have kind of separated themselves and closed together, and there might be a battle for the lead soon.
Yeah, as far as you saw right there, what might be causing this start to close up? Oh, up high.
Ooh.
I think Cutlip is starting to lose the handle on his car and trying to force the situation to go a little faster than maybe the car is able to do right now. As now Ethan Burrell is underneath Jonathan Cutlip. This is a battle for the lead on lap 29 here.
Yep, Ethan Burrell down to the bottom of the racetrack. You would think the bottom is the preferred groove. Really, I think it's just wherever you can rotate that race car without burning off the right front tire. Ethan Burrell to the race lead for Do Good, and trying to follow him through is Tyler Fode for Lake Norman. Garrison Hogan spinning on the back straightaway, by the way.
Yeah, Garrison Hogan spinning. Chris Wright almost lost it.
He kept it. He corrected it. Fode to second. Cleared Cutlip.
Yeah, so now it looks like Fody and Ethan Burrell going to try to take off from the lead here. So you go back there, a few drivers getting sideways. Woo!
Yeah. Turn 2 seems to be calamity corner on those old tires. Those guys are really overstepping it coming off the corner and losing the right rear of the race car.
Looks like Nick Indelicato trying to make a move on the 88. Chad Frankenfield.
Oh, he had the same problem.
Yeah, it looks like if you try to force the situation, maybe run outside the groove, it definitely oversteps on you. And Chad Frankenfield able to capitalize on Nick Indelicato's mistake. But here comes Nick Indelicato back underneath Chad Frankenfield, trying to get that position back from him.
Battle of the Fords here. You know, I want to note, Gerald, I mean, maybe you and I can kind of speak to this a little bit. I wonder if these guys are overturning the race car in the center of turn 1 and 2. And that's causing them to hold that extra turn in the wheel coming off the corner and creating that sideways feeling. We saw it with Casey Hatch, Garrison Hogan, Josh Personette, and others coming off of that second corner, and Chad Frankenfield too. Is it, you know, them putting in too much input in the wheel to where that car is starting to snap loose, and then they're trying to either overcorrect or, you know, having to leave it and let it slide to the bottom of the racetrack?
I think it's one of three things here. You're talking about right out of the corner there, where they're getting up on the high part of the RPMs up into the red as they would have on the dash, and that causes a lot of tire spin. So any kind of mistake causes the car to just lose it a little bit, and it will shoot to the inside. Plus, you're talking about the point of the track where it flattens out. So you have it where it's you're hitting the RPM limiter, and you're getting to the flat part of the track. And I think it's just it's a combination of all that happening at one time that just it just causes them to have a little bit of a problem there. So I think it's mainly it's just a circumstance, really.
That's good insight, and you know, you're a driver who's won a race here, so you do have some experiences. Looks like Mark Rabilas is struggling a little bit in the Bitcoin number 99.
Well, when I won here, we only had 4 gears, so we didn't have 5th gear at the time, so we didn't have to shift necessarily at the RPMs at where they're at. And I honestly think that's where all these issues are coming from. You're getting to the point where, yeah, well, he does a great job not hitting anything.
Had to go to the
I'm
bathroom.
surprised that wasn't a caution. The leaders were in turn 2.
Yeah, iRacing was cutting it close, cutting it a little closer. But I honestly think if you go on board, let's see if we can go on board with Ethan Burrell and do a lap and take a look at Ethan Burrell's tachometer here.
Oh, sorry. I thought I meant in the replay.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
that's
go
all right.
in. Let's go in with him live. Yep, there we go.
Let's keep an eye on the RPM. You see that 8,000 going up there? Now watch, he will go down there, downshifts it, goes back up to 7.
Is Ethan Burrell really shifting to 3rd in the center of turn 1?
It looks like it comes out of the turn. Right there, it gets up high RPMs. Up to 8, up to 4th. Yeah, I guess they're not using 5th gear. They're only using 3, so I guess I would have been...
Well, he hit 5th gear right before he hit 1.
Yeah, turn in the front straightaway, he's hit 5th. I'm surprised they're using 3rd gear. Brian Gavel just binned it and turned in the front straightaway. Oh, he saved it. Oh man, sorry, I had the camera on another battle.
The 3rd
All right,
gear,
I'll put that up here in a bit.
Watch how high the RPM gets. I mean, it gets right there when they're coming out of the turn. And
9,000.
yeah, I mean that's probably what's causing a lot of these guys some issues here.
I'm not sure I'm sure the fast guys are shifting to 3rd. I'm not sure some of these slower guys are shifting to 3rd, and you know, even still, right? I mean, that's a lot of shifting.
All right, here's Goody.
So certainly understandable.
Let's take a look at Michael Goodman. He's
What are the slower guys?
Here. Oh well, I wouldn't.
Rude
be
to
that
Goody,
rude
but
to him.
true. Goody would never claim otherwise.
Oh, he's a little loose too, even in 4th gear here.
Let's see if Goody's shifting it down the front straightaway here.
Downshifting it here.
Goody's just revving it, high rev into the
He is?
corner. He is downshifting it.
So I'm gonna guess that's probably what's catching a lot of these guys off.
I think you're absolutely right. 3rd gear on corner exit where
Yeah,
it flattens out. You know,
Such high
that'll do it.
RPMs coming out of the turn. It's gonna cause issues.
While we
Product of
were
where
away.
the gearing is at right now.
While we were away, Ryan Gavel has driven to 5th. Gavin Hibbs is up to 700. Smith is back to 8th. Gavel almost wrecked it on the front straightaway at one point. He managed to save that race car.
Oh, William White coming out of the turn gets loose there.
Vincent sideways as well.
I think that's going to be a product this entire race. I don't think there will ever be a situation where they don't come out of the turns completely sideways with their gearing.
If you're downshifting all the way to third, I mean, that is a very short gear, and not what I was expecting coming into this. Right, I was thinking they were downshifting to fourth, and maybe not even shifting in 3 and 4, but no, they're shifting every corner of this racetrack.
Oh!
Mark Rebellis there, lap down car hits the wall. Just trying to get out of the way for some of these guys here. See, also Robert Hill, I believe Robert Hill's a lap down as well right now.
Yeah, that car has been through a few incidents to this point. Justin Vandermarl, Trey Holmes drive on by.
Looks like
Rebellis
Ryan
into the wall.
Caution,
And under
caution. I have a feeling it's because of Josh Robbins.
It might have been a similar incident to that Rebellis incident, but this time iRacing decided it was a caution.
He was running near last. I think he was last on the racetrack.
Let's take a look back. Robin actually made some significant contact
Yeah, he did.
up here.
Got
What a
loose.
strange spot to hit. Wow,
Boy.
deep into the cutout down the back straightaway, and stopped on the racetrack, and that's what
They even
brought
took
it out.
some of the wall away to help him, but he needed about maybe another 100 feet taken away.
He was in 4th gear.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to. Robin was struggling near the back of the field. Had spun early in the race and was really on recovery mode there, and maybe conservation mode as well. And Ethan Burrell looking to come down pit road here. I think everybody's going to come get fresh tires.
Yeah, they do have some sets here tonight. Do you know how many sets they have, David?
I can get it momentarily.
All right.
6
Appreciate that.
sets.
Oh,
Somebody in the grass.
Tate Lytle needs to get back on the asphalt. We're not dirt racing just yet. As they are coming down pit road here. Looks like every single driver on the lead lap will be coming down pit road. Oh, they got to watch out. Oh, William White hits there. The wall comes out a little bit. I wonder if someone's going to hit the flat or the stairs. Don't hit the stairs. You'll get stuck. Trust me. Oh, no.
Yeah, Gateway's got a very strange pit road, I think.
Someone hit it. Someone hit the stairs.
That actually hurts you?
Yeah,
It does,
really
yeah.
does. You can get
Gotta be
stuck on
careful.
it, too.
I think Vincent missed his pit.
I think he was focusing on the...
Not hitting the stairs, yeah.
Isabella missed his
Spit.
stall.
Well, Ethan Burrell out first, then Fody Cutlip, Gavin Hibbs out fourth. See the race off pit road, and Vincent might just lead a lap here. That might be the one benefit. Ethan Stanley off pit road really late. Think he might have been fixing some damage. I wonder if Stanley got into the wall at some point.
I think RC is that RC still?
Yeah,
No, that's
RC's
Gavin
still
Hibbs.
sitting on pit road.
No, that is RC. Yeah. Oh man, I wonder why he's still on pit road.
Must be an issue. You know, I went through the points leaders earlier, and RC not in the top 10 in points. He has won a race. He won at Phoenix, but is sitting 12th in points and has had some issues over the course of the season so far. And Vincent's stayed out another lap. I'm willing to bet that's Vincent trying to go ahead and make sure he leads the lap to get the bonus point. Because if you're going to go to the back, you might as well lead the lap, right? I mean,
I would almost say just stay out or
Well, I don't know about that, Chief.
He's got 40 laps on his tires. Vincent's not staying
at
out.
least don't take the tires just yet because you're already in the back and you see how crazy and chaotic. I mean, you would at least want to be able to hope that there's a caution in 10 laps and try to switch it on people or try to make an advantage there. I mean,
Listen.
it's already ruined the race. You might as well try something.
I think Vincent's
Listen,
coming down the road right now.
I don't know about that. But what I do know is that for Belly Up Sports, the internet sports bar sports commentary via podcast forums and articles on topics ranging from nearly every sport, not your usual sports site. That's the sentence. Check them out on X or at bellyupsports.com. That is bellyupsports.com. Also, shout out to another one of our premier partner, Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg Marketing, we're your marketing department. Small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. Constraints catalyze creativity. We help businesses punch above their weight class, as well as Worldwide Technology Raceway, as Vincent Isabella did go down Perry Road. Worldwide Technology Raceways, is a motorsports racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri, close to the Gateway Arch, which, as a matter of fact, how close is it? You can see it right there. All the way. You don't need binoculars for that. Okay, so yeah. All right, it's an oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series, with a 2-mile infield road course used by the Speed Tour, Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America. The quarter-mile NHRA sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series, Midwest Nationals event, and the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. When are we gonna get that in iRacing? Please, I need that now. Also want to shout out today's race sponsor, Kickin the Tires. Follow Kickin the Tires or X, or go to kickinthetires.net for all the news, stories, and updates from the track every NASCAR weekend. Boys, back to you.
Appreciate it. Perfect timing here as we're about to go green once again. Fresh tires. We'll see if they left the stickers on them and see if they've got any stuck to the track. As green flag is back out, Ethan Burrell going to be able to lead it on the bottom lane, able to clear himself now side by side. Wow, I think that was perfectly timed between those two boys there.
Yeah, Frankenfield's 3 wide down to the bottom in the back.
Yes,
Might be wrecked. He's going to Tucker. I think Chad actually might have back out of it, or did he just miss the corner?
What day is it?
He didn't get there. Maybe Tucker just drove him.
And that might be the case too. It did look like cutting up in. Ethan Burrell timed it perfectly.
Got hit by his teammate. He slides.
Up high. What a save! He is able to save it. Wow, wonderful save for him. As they're still full wide.
Definitely incidental contact between Holmes and Vandermarl. Don't think those guys were trying to do that. A couple of teammates over at Fueled Up Racing.
They are all over the place right now. Chad Frankenfield up, almost hits the outside wall there. Trying to get it going there.
He pounded it.
Yeah, he did smack it hard. Coming out. Oh, boy.
Chad, that's going to be maybe not race-ending damage, but that's going to be very significant damage on the right front of the 15 car. That's 4th in points, Chad Frankenfield, no mention.
Yeah, he's throwing it into the turns right now. Right now, side by side with the one of Joshua Adams. They're able to get the speed and clear himself there. But now he's going to have the 92 of Ethan Stanley, who's fell back quite a bit from his.
Oh, Wadsworth just hit the wall hard. Out of the top 10 goes Wadsworth.
You would think with new tires they'd have more grip, but it almost seems like the opposite.
Yep. Worth noting is Wadsworth hits the wall and drops out of the top 10. Then Jesse Rasmus and Scott Crump both rise into the top 10. Rasmus started 26th on the day. Scott Crump spun on lap 2. Almost, and fell back into the mid-20s. He's worked his way back up into 10th, so that 90 car does have some speed to it, and that was our fastest car back at Phoenix.
Yeah, it looks like Scott Crump's trying to make a move here on Rasmus, try to see if he can get to the inside. He does, but is he going to get loose coming out? Oh, almost indefinitely. No, he doesn't. He does a great job. He's going to be able to stay side by side. Oh, is there? Ethan Stanley almost slams into Chad Frankenfield back there in the screen.
Stanley is... he fell back on that pit stop, took some time to repair what I believe is some damages. Another spinner up front. I don't know who it was. Oh, it was Rasmus. Oh, man.
He hit the inside wall, it looked like. He was able to keep going here. But yeah, he's going to lose all in his time.
That's super disappointing for Jesse Rasmus. He had worked his way all the way up into the top 10.
Yeah, I mean,
it looks like he got loose on corner entry. He never hit the wall. He just lost it. Brett Jones sideways now.
Another driver here. You can almost put a chair out there. Another car way in the back slams it as well.
Everybody very sideways on both entry and exit of these corners, and if they're not sideways, they're super tight, which just tells me this car is driving terribly right now. These guys are not enjoying the way this car is handling, and they're not able to predict how it's going to operate going into each corner, right? Some of these guys think it's going to be tight. They're going in, they're getting loose.
I'd almost like to put a lawn chair and just sit there and watch turn 2.
I got a replay, fellas.
Let's take it back and see exactly what happened to Racimus here.
Oh, we got Vincent Isabella sending it 3 wide there on the bottom of Dewar and Personette. Yeah, Racine is just loose on corner entry.
I think he downshifted it too early, or maybe downshifted it twice.
It might be either one of those is very possible.
And then I think he does hit the. Oh no, he does miss.
He saved it.
Inside wall.
Jonathan Cutlip has lost 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, by the way. That 5 car not handling particularly well off the pole. Battle is for 6th between Lytle and Smith.
Around 46 around in the back.
Hanshaw. He's going to save it. No caution.
No, he spun around 360 style, and somehow it's still no caution from that. Wow.
We had the discussion on whether spinning it was a save a few weeks ago.
If you don't wreck the car, it is.
I disagree. I think if you lose it all the way around, like I believe Mr. Hanshaw does right here, that's just a spin.
Yeah, well, just let him have his. That's a hill he'll die on. Trust me. I'll get off of it.
I am going to semi-agree with you. And here's what I'm thinking, as I need to figure out how to get back to life. I feel like in this scenario, that is not a save, because your car was not really in a danger of hitting anything. But if you're like at Dover and you spin out and don't hit anything, I feel like that is a save.
I think that's just because you want to, kiss up to Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know.
So, somebody else did that too. I forgot who it was.
Hey, you might be right. Is it Dinger? Maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
We're off the rails. Let's get back to the race on track here.
Caution! Oh no, Goody!
Of course it is. Oh no, Goody.
Jordan Owens, Josh Personette.
I think this is... Oh yeah, there's Goody pulling back onto the racetrack in the 44.
I'm going to guess someone got loose coming out of turn number 2 if I had to guess.
I think that's a good wager, Gerald. I think you'd make some money on that one. Oh, Johnny.
Ooh.
Brent, Michael Hosak.
Oh,
Personette with big damage.
I think Personette just left. He's fed up.
It was right around Racimus as well. Oh, Johnny.
Oh no! What happened? Oh, Goody got into Jordan pretty well there.
I think Jordan's going to be okay. Some guys, Ethan Burrell's coming down pit road. Johnny Cutlip's coming down pit road. They're splitting up on the big strategies here. We'll go back to the replays in a sec, but we're losing a number of cars out of the top 10 for this, for pit stops. Oh, was there some net code there? That might have been net code.
Can we go up to a higher view, maybe see exactly what from a different angle?
Yeah, hold on. Let's look at the replays and let's look at pit road, and then I'll go ahead and we can show the.
Good plan. Yeah, race leader Ethan Burrell has pitted out of the lead 5 laps from the halfway stage. Tate Lytle, Jonathan Cutlip, Justin Wadsworth, Chris Wright, R.C. Anderson, all coming down pit road. But a number of guys stay out. Tyler Fody, Gavin Hibbs, Ryan Gavel, Hunter Smith, Matthew Weeks.
19 drivers stayed out.
I just don't agree with this. I don't
entirely split strategy through the middle of the field.
I don't understand why coming down pit road and taking your tires.
I guess my big question is, can they make it from here?
Even if you can, I mean, you're going to want tires if there's another caution. And with how absolutely ill handling the car,
there's probably going to be another caution.
Zero confidence that there's not another caution 10 laps from now.
Yeah. And we're awarding a playoff point to the race leader at halfway. I cannot, for the life of me, understand why Ethan Burrell would give away that playoff point. He is high up in the points, right? I mentioned him earlier, up in 8th in points. Very, very likely to be one of our playoff drivers. I guess
I'm sorry. I think I was showing the wrong person.
That was interesting to see Chad send up the hill.
There it is. Oh, it was Personette.
It was Personette.
Wow. And then Brent into Hosak. Johnny, Goody. 7 car wreck, I think, right there.
Well, okay, why are you showing this? I clearly selected Goody.
Norgard's looks the same. Goody's just in the wrong place at the wrong time here.
Personette gets into him, and then
Robin got through it pretty well. So did Erasmus. Ethan Burrell is going to restart 20th.
Yeah, I don't agree with the call. I don't.
And it's one of those, how long does this race have to go green? It has to go. I think it has to go green the entire rest of the way for this to be a good call for Burrell.
I mean, Sancho, it could be. It could go green.
We have our doubts here in the booth, I think, on that one.
I mean, here's the thing. There's still 39 cars on the lead lap.
Mm-hmm.
Not like we've eliminated drivers that won't have mistakes here. We still, I mean, Josh Robin, who's had so many incidents, been a lap down multiple times tonight, is now running 19th. So,
Yep.
I mean, you're going to have to now drive your car, which was out front in clean air, no issues. Now you have to go through all these guys with old tires. I mean, you're putting yourself in so much danger here. I mean,
How old are those tires? There might be 10 laps, 11, 12 laps old. I think they
Even
did it
still.
on 43.
I mean, you're taking race leader Ethan Burrell having to get past Josh Robin, who has had what
15
how
lap
many incidents?
tires.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Your,
I just.
your
I
point
don't.
is well taken.
Not my cup of tea in my book, but we're gonna see how it goes. It does change up the look up here. We're gonna now have Fody leading it off, and now to his outside, having a really good run so far here. Gavin Hibbs, just happy to be out of Indy, I believe. And then right behind him is going to be Tyler Fody's teammate there of Ryan Gavel. You can almost predict that these two are going to time this restart perfectly to where maybe both of them are able to clear that 95 going into turn number 1. We're going to see how all that works out as we're ready to get going green once again here.
Here we go. Fody and Gavel both on that bottom lane. A couple of Lake Norman teammates think they'll get the teammate start and try to take over the top 2 spots here.
Green flag back out. It didn't time
They
out
got
as
it.
well.
They got it great.
Yeah, they did. I think Hibbs had a really bad start too, though.
Matthew Weeks is going to benefit from that. Our points leader, he's up to 3rd here, trying to go after that spot from Gavin Hibbs.
Yeah, side by side for them is boy, they are 3 wide back there. It is looking
Right around the
very
guys with
nasty.
tires.
Yeah, Chad Frankenfield forcing it 3 wide into there. Oh, boy.
That's to be expected.
Yes, I would have to say. Cutlip 3 wide, Racines and RC, or oh boy, yeah,
It's
they are.
getting. We might need the old 3 wide double cam here, Carlos, for the front and the back. Tyler Fody's got 2 laps to grab that halfway bonus point. That's number 3 man in points there, Tyler Fody. But he's got his teammate hunting him down right now, Ryan Gable, who loves to fight for these halfway points.
Yeah, he's been known. We saw it at Homestead. He will push it hard on his teammates to get those points.
Sent Delicato into 3.
Yeah, that almost sent the 10 around there.
Fight for
So
4th.
far.
Scott Crump's getting around Matthew Weeks, but Gavel unable to go after Fody. 1 lap to go in the first half of this race, and we'll award that stage point. It's the conclusion of this lap.
Well, that puts 3 Lake Norman drivers in the top 4. So Lake Norman taking sweet advantages. Ooh, it looks like Fody gets sideways. Second.
What's Stanley around? Big wreck in the middle.
Oh boy.
How are the... Okay, there's the caution. Robin involved. Anderson involved. Isabella around. Adams.
Chris Wright.
Rucker. Sonny D.
Oh, Sonny D got involved once again. And this is exactly what I expected, to be honest.
It was just behind the guys we were kind of criticizing for making the move. Burrell, Lytle. It was just behind them. I think they had just gotten around Vincent last corner.
Vincent has no front bumper.
Yeah, big damage. That happened after the wreck. Vincent had gotten through it. I think somebody might have come off the wall and dropped into Vincent and caused a kind of a furthering of the wreck that started when Ethan Stanley got turned sideways.
Ethan
Right
got
there.
there.
Rawls head on into the wall. Oh, Rawls is going to catch Vincent right there. Yep. And that turns Norgard head on into the wall.
I think
Burrell was in
White,
that, but
William
I
White
think
got a lot. Oh my gosh, the 46, the slowest incident.
we are going to need an onboard from Ethan Burrell after another kind of full-on view of this one. You can see the yellow car there. It's going to get some damage off of the 8 of Robin, but that's going to be a pretty masterful job.
Right after them, Ethan Burrell was our leader there.
Yep.
And he barely got through there. Barely got through it.
I think that your point about getting yourself back in the muck is now 100% justified, right?
Yeah.
This is exactly what you don't want to see. And look at Ethan Burrell. He's trying to take it easy. He's trying to keep this race car good, and he's going to get some contact with Robin. But it's going to be okay. The fenders are all still on it.
He does make a little bit of contact, but man, the 25, that was some hard hits. He's a thunder right there.
Yep. Anderson got some big contact in this one.
Here's on board.
Jordan Owens taking to the grass.
Just says safety in grass.
Works out if you don't loop it. Owens with a good job. And poor Vincent right here. He dodges this wreck, but just the 25 car coming down, nowhere to go.
Right, hard impact there.
Yep.
One there of Adams.
Brent gets through it. Everybody else through, but man, that was maybe a 10 car wreck on the back straightaway.
10, 15, somewhere in there.
Norgard involved.
Can we go on board with Chris here? Chris Wright?
That'd be a good
Yeah, I'll clear that up next.
Because that was just where... Oh, Leighton Norgard. Oh, man, he was
Whoa.
on a run.
We need to go on board with Ty McIntosh as well.
No,
Those
that's
would be
not Leighton
the
Norgard.
next
That's
two.
William White. William White's car right there that we're on board with.
No, is this William White? I thought this
You
was
said Chris, right?
No, this is William White.
No, you
Start
wanted
with
to go on
Wright.
board. Okay.
Yes.
No,
Start
Chris
with Wright. Start with Wright and then go to Ty.
So he starts checking up, then he's clearing, gasses it, and then they all come back. Yeah.
Oh.
That is Leighton Norgard. You're correct, Leighton Norgard.
And
RCN.
big damage.
Oh, man.
I think the 50 car might be done.
50 car might be done. A couple of them, I
right
think,
front
might be
tire.
done. 25 is definitely going to have some damage.
Last on board, I would recommend. Oh, Ty, man. Little bit of right front, but not too much. The guy I would recommend now is Tate Lytle, and then maybe we can get back to live. But they're still pacing. Don't worry, you're not missing.
Yeah, boy, do I got time. All right, are you on board with Tay Lytle?
Yes.
What you
Another
asked for?
driver that,
Yeah. Top 10
was
driver
up
before
there.
pitting.
yeah.
Following in line with Ethan Burrell, whom we were on board with before.
Oh, boy, see, I don't want to be back there. They're super lucky, but man.
Who's next?
Yeah. Fortunate.
Leighton
Fortunate for those
Norgard,
guys.
William White, Chris Wright, they all didn't need to be there, but they put themselves there.
Ethan Stanley's going to get the tally from race control, by the way. On board with Goody. And Goody's going to miss this wreck, so he sees it happening in front of him and is able to get on the binders.
I think Chris Wright's done for the day too. I think
RC had
Vincent
Wright.
Isabella is as well.
hmm I think Vincent didn't want to continue. He had been complaining about the quality of the car, but actually he's back out there one lap down. Adams with big damage, Robin with more damage.
I'm surprised RC's still out there.
Yeah, the right front tire on that 50 car can't be pointing in the right direction.
No, well, at least the steering wheel.
Look, did White kind of netcode through that wreck? He's up in 10th. He never pitted. I thought William White got heavy damage from that, but maybe
All right,
not.
Did get
Very
did get
quickly.
damage.
Yep. Quick!
I'm almost positive he made some.
Oh.
No.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Sorry, I had the wrong angle.
Okay. Wow. That's
Okay.
right.
I thought maybe it had to have been Norgard then.
Maybe,
Those two have
yeah.
a very similar car. We've been confusing them all.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to be going back green once again. That's going to allow those Lake Norman drivers to have the front row here. Cody did wrap up that halfway point, so point does go to that 40 car as they are able to go green here. Now the top three are Lake Norman vehicles up front.
Yep, Scott Crump, who had half spun on lap 2, has come back up to the top 5 here, and Fody brushed the wall coming off of turn 2, so those mistakes still not done by this group. They're still pushing really hard here going down into turn 3.
Ooh, underneath William White, the 36 was not going to let him in. Threw
Garrison.
down there and able to get it.
Garrison's had some adventures today as well, but he's worked his way back up into the top 10.
Just about everybody has at one point in time here. As these drivers are still trying to get their way through the field.
Now, Chad.
Oh, man.
Right in there. He almost... Oh, man, Nick Indelicato is very lucky. Very lucky right now.
And Cutlip is just about to re-enter the top 10 if he can make this pass on
3
Chad
wide.
and Hogan. And that'd be the big battle right there is Cutlip going underneath those guys.
Garrison Hogan in the outside wall.
Yep. There goes Hogan. He drops it back now. Another
3 wide,
adventure for the
coming out of
36
the
car.
turn. This is going to put Ethan Burrell on the bottom of 3 wide.
Just not where those guys are going to want to be. And there's still more contact ahead of them.
I don't know how good your new tires will be if you're having to force it 3 wide and run the bottom here. Oh, Hogan into the wall again.
Hogan has had a meeting with that wall a number of times the last couple of laps.
Tyler Foley just ran the fastest lap of the race.
On old tires.
On old tires, not worried about it. Oh, William White getting loose.
Excuse me, I apologize. I got that wrong.
Tate Lytle trying to get that bottom lane working, throwing it in there.
Cutlet, though.
Slide up.
Oh,
he almost got into Ethan.
Gavel just about spun it from second as well. These guys are all over the place right now. They realize they just crossed halfway, right?
Yeah, oh boy. I think they realized they made a mistake here. I'd have to believe they realize it at this point. And Jonathan Cutler's the highest guy with new tires in fifth position, but still not.
Phillips working his way back up. He's up to 10th, but it has not been worth it, I think. And unless this race goes green to the end, which if it does, given the racing we're seeing right now on our screen up top, I'll be shocked.
I don't see how. I really don't see how. I'm very thankful not to be out there on racetrack because that does not look easy, to say the least. And I raced at Sebring on Sunday.
I skipped that one. I'm not very adept at the right turns. Sunny D in the wall.
Yeah,
this 50 car's right front tire looks like it's pointing in the right direction. Maybe that thing didn't have as much damage as I thought it did.
Yeah. Rutgers were known to race through some damage and be able to turn up a good
50's RC. Sunny D's record.
Sorry.
But still, the 92 was the car sideways to start the last wreck, and he's still up in this, top 15 or 20 right here, running well, and we're on board with RC, who was head on in the wall. Chris Wright ran into him, so certainly it's been an adventure for some of these guys, but they're hanging tough right now. We saw Vandermarl sideways and able to save that 80 car. So this whole group right here has been through a crazy night.
We still have, I believe, 41 cars still running on track. So after all the wrecks that we have seen, it has not really knocked too many guys completely out of the race. These cars are just tanks in this series here. They can take a hit and keep on going here. But one thing I'm noticing,
No!
Oh no, that's not good. He's gonna lose all
that seemed like
spots.
driver error. Pushing too hard from the middle of the pack. And we'll see. He might have gotten bumped into, but he didn't spin himself out when he was leading.
I think he's mad at Chad Frank. Somebody. Maybe Chad Frankenfield.
Was it Chad? It might be Chad. That was right about where they were running.
I think he's mad at Chad again. Oh no! 2 weeks in a row.
Let's load up the replay. Ethan down below Chad. I don't know that I would put that one on Chad.
I don't know. Yeah. Do we have another angle? Because these two are. This will be 2 weeks in a row that these two have made contact with each other.
Mm-hmm. Last week it was 100% on Chad. No thoughts about it. This one is not so clear. Ethan's down below. He certainly has the corner, but that car comes off the bottom.
Yeah, he does lose the front nose a little bit.
And I understand Ethan being more than not unhappy with the way Chad races, but Chad's out there fighting. He always does. That's just what Chad's gonna do.
Yeah.
So
you
can get me mad about that.
You got to be mad at putting yourself in that position.
Right.
Honestly.
Ethan didn't have to pass Chad when he was leading.
No. Fody looks pretty comfortable and happy now on track.
I think he's maybe a little uncomfortable because they will have to pit before the end of this race, and I am not convinced that Tate Lytle and Jonathan Cutlip will have to pit before the end of this race. I'm also not convinced we'll go all the way green to the end of this race, so it may be a moot point.
If a caution does come out, I don't see anybody staying out. We've run enough laps now. Yeah, we've run enough laps that drivers are absolutely going to want to take on some tires. They're running They're running roughly about a second slower than what they did in qualifying.
Right,
So-
but it's not oh, there's the caution.
Caution is out.
William White, maybe. It's not
No,
manifesting an advantage,
Not William
though.
White. Not William White.
No, not him. Where's this caution from?
Al
Not even.
Hanshaw. Goody.
Oh no.
Oh.
There they are. So, you know, thinking about the fresh tires weren't manifesting in speed. Tate Lytle and Jonathan Cutlip weren't flying through the field. Let's take a look
Yeah,
what
but it
happened
was
here.
only a 10-lap difference in tires, too.
Oh.
True.
Hanshaw once again losing it.
Separate spins.
Goody. I wonder how hard he hit the wall.
At the back of the field.
Maybe not so hard.
Just a couple of guys got into one. Maybe Goody was basing his turn one corner entry off of Hanshaw and kind of did the same thing and got both of them loose there.
We're getting pit stops happening right now, and it looks like everybody.
Nope. Nope,
No.
not everybody.
I thought
37
almost
car
everyone.
is staying out.
Almost everybody.
Burrell
Risemus.
has decided
Clark.
it is time to reverse.
Way more than what pitted last time. Oh, keep an eye on that stairs. Oh boy.
Why are you gonna hit it? Oh no, he
Oh,
dodged
he
it.
came really close.
The
It's gonna
stairs
be
at
someone
Gateway.
that's really. It's gonna be someone really close to someone's back. Oh, back bumper.
The stairs providing more fun than I thought they were going to tonight. Gable coming off pit road.
Oh.
It's not going to be enough. Fody's going to have him, and I think Crump's going to take over second. But this is not going to be for the race lead any longer. Ethan Burrell, one of 5 drivers to stay out, and we'll see if all 5 of those guys stay on the racetrack.
Remember this. Last time they pitted, it was split evenly 20 and 20. There's not 20 cars that stayed out.
5.
5 cars stayed out.
And one of those, at least one of those, has some somewhat significant damage to Josh Adams.
I think these guys that stayed out made another bad call. I don't agree.
Well, Jesse
But-
led his lap. He's coming in. Ethan though,
Yeah,
Ethan
it's
wants
gonna
that
be
track
on
position
that.
back. I think that Ethan Burrell had to do this.
But he's got angry tires.
So I want to
He's
say
not an angry
something.
driver.
What?
Justin Risemus went down parallel. That's not going to matter. Joshua Clark, Ethan Burrell, and Jordan Owens, the top 3 right now who stayed out. They last went down Pear Road in lap 54, which is about 20, 21, 22 laps older than now. However, Joshua Adams went down Pear Road on lap 61, so his tires are really not that old in comparison to some of the other guys. But yeah, it's just I wanted to point that out. And I also did want to say that Belly Up Sports is the internet sports bar's commentary via podcasts, forums, and articles on topics ranging to nearly every sport, not your usual sports site. Check them out on X or at bellyupsports.com. Also want to thank our premier partners, Blue Egg Marketing and Worldwide Technology Raceways. Blue Egg Marketing, we're your marketing department. Small business owners, Blue Egg is your biggest fan. Constraint, catalyze, creativity. We help businesses punch above their weight class. And also, the track we're at right now, Worldwide Technology Raceway. You know, it's a raceway in it's a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri, close to the Gateway Arch. It features a 1.25-mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series, as well as a 2-mile infield road course used by the Speed Tour Trans Am Series, SCCA, and the Porsche Club of America. It also has a quarter-mile NHRA sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals event, and what I really want to show up in iRacing one day, the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. Boys, back to you.
We appreciate that, Carlos. As these drivers are getting ready to go, I think EOL penalties have been tallied out. Ty McIntosh was given an EOL penalty, I believe something to do on pit road there, as he's now going to be dropping back to the back of the pack here. We still have 38 cars on the lead lap here. It looks like Joshua Clark is going to choose the outside, the top 4, 5, maybe. Does Weeks have 2 tires, or did he just get some positions here?
Weeks took 4 tires.
Yeah. I think Weeks had a good pit stop.
Really good pit stop for him. So the top 4 drivers are on older tires here as they get to the restart line to go back green here on lap 80 here. So 40 laps left to go in this event. Green flag is back out. Looks like Clark is able to get himself cleared out, but here comes Fody.
Down underneath Jordan Owens. He's got
3 wide.
Inside. 3 wide with the points leader. Fody's not going to have the run on corner exit here. It's going to be the 2 cars to his outside. But he's got a teammate drafting him now. Scott Crump gets in behind, and that might push Fody down to the inside and get clear by these 2.
Oh, boy.
Crump got in a little bit too hot. Gable up the track.
And this is with old tires splitting them right now, but Fody able to get in front of Weeks.
Oh, Gable pounded the wall on corner exit.
Wow, this is some hard racing as these drivers are trying to get through these slower tired vehicles. Oh, there's
down to the inside of Weeks. They door slam.
I do not want to be Jordan Owens right now. He is not in any good position.
There goes Smith.
Wrecking the 54 into the inside wall.
Hunter Smith hits it off the inside wall. He was top 10 all day long. Right up until there. Gavin sideways in 3.
Hard. Really, really hard. Into the outside wall.
2 of our top 10 drivers into the wall and out of the top 10 just like that in 1 lap.
Weeks just put a big block
Caution's out.
Caution, Rebilus.
Almost spun Weeks around, and the caution is out.
Crump spun Weeks?
He just about.
I don't think that was the caution though.
It wasn't the caution, but it happened at the same time.
They had door banged in turn 1 the lap before that. Oh, was the caution Gavin? Oh, it was Rebilus.
Yeah, Rebilus
avoiding Gavin, who had hit the wall. We're going to need to take a look at this whole lap because Hunter Smith, Gavin Hibbs, and then the 90 and the 11. We'll need to take a look at those 2 for the last 2 laps before the caution. Here's Hunter Smith from the middle. No. It's like that's some significant contact. And that and Gavin Hibbs, both those cars that were in the top 10 all day. Very, very quick cars now taken out of this one because they lost a little bit of that track position and they were pushing too hard to try to follow it back up.
Here goes.
Oh, we got loose
into the outside wall.
Yep, loose in the center of the corner. We saw it a couple of times, but some of those guys didn't really get overcorrected. They kind of wound up in the grass. Let's
take a look there on right after this. That right before the caution between the 90 and the 11 there of Weeks.
Let's go the lap before this one, Carlos, if you can, because they knocked into each other in turn 1, and then I think in turn 1 the second time they knocked into each other again.
And Weeks, you said?
Yep, Weeks and Crump.
Okay, it's not showing up in here, so I will have to manually go back in time. So let's let me go ahead and find Weeks.
Oh.
What position is he in?
He is in 5th, and I want to also recap quickly the 37 car of Ethan Burrell did take the race lead back from Josh Clark. Tyler Fody's up to 3rd. So yeah, it'll be right. I think the corner here, Crump's going to door slam Weeks right there. So yeah, right about here.
Let me, all right, let's get ready to rumble.
Perfect. 90 car drifts up off the bottom and gets into the door of the 11. That's the points leader and
door again.
That's the points leader in 5th in points, battling hard there for 5th on the racetrack. So
yeah, and they've known to have their run-ins together as well. Weeks kind of put a big block there on Scott Crump there going into turn number 3. Scott able to get back underneath them though. Now they're stuck behind the 1.
There's another block, and I think that's what Scott wasn't real thrilled with.
Scott sends him a little bit there. Boom.
Yep, and another bit of contact.
Yeah, so they're beating and banging a little bit.
For sure. 2 guys.
That's what these cars are supposed to do.
Known to have some tempers, I think.
Let me go ahead and play an ad before, in case we get another long green flag run. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the rest of the race.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Worldwide Technology Raceway on June 1st and 2nd, 2024. The time to get your tickets is now. For only $10 down, you can lock in your seats for an incredible weekend of family fun, featuring the Enjoy Illinois 300 and the Confluence Music Festival. Racing, music, camping, it all adds up to one amazing party. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back here as they've lined up once again to go green. Looks like Ethan Burrell's now going to be leading it back again here, starting on the outside. But probably not in the same comfort zone as he had earlier on in the race with same tires as the rest of the field. A little bit older tires here for Ethan Burrell. But hoping that he can be able to just out-talent the field here, as here they come to the restart line once again to go green flag. Green flag back out. Ethan Burrell gets on the loud pedal and gets out clean here in front of the field.
Here comes Tyler Foe to the inside of Josh Clark, entering turn one with a little bit fresher tires. Matthew Weeks and Scott Crump trying to make contact again as Josh Adams goes for a spin.
Josh Adams around. Big wreck going to be happening here. The
finish.
Hard hits.
Oh, and Tate's done.
Field.
Stanley, big wreck. Norgard.
Oh, no.
I believe the car that's going to get the tally for this one, and Mark Murphy Race Control will let us know which one it is, but I think it might be Scott Crump.
Did Scott Crump send him?
I think he might have. And it might also be a racing incident because Crump had kind of gotten in behind Adams, but Adams drifted out of the corner on those older tires, and Crump rode through turn one like a car with fresh tires. Oh, David Tooker's going to get involved in this heavily as well. That's another one of our top 10 drivers in points. Casey Hatch into the inside
14.
wall hard.
Oh, boy, the 14 hit hard.
Brent Jones, Johnny Thomas in another one. We need maybe a
ton of damage too.
Tate is disconnected, and man, I picked him too. That's oof. The announcer's jinx working hard today.
That was our second place in points, Tate Lytle.
Can we go back up towards the front of the wreck here, Carlos, after this look? And there's
see
Brent
exactly
and Casey
what
getting
caused the one to get sideways to begin with here.
Yeah, it's contact between him and the 90, but I don't know if that contact is on the 90 or not.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go on.
Yeah, don't worry.
Maybe on the top down.
Top down view of the 90 card there.
All right, let me get a top-down view of the 90.
Yeah, Dusty Dewar hit Stanley at the end, got involved in this one. A bunch of huge wrecks tonight.
Oh, he just tried forcing it 3 wide. Did not need to do that.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, Chad. Oh, he almost hit the wall, too.
RC got through this, and then, Dusty. Oh, Gavin got into it. Dusty made some mistakes on braking there.
I don't know what Scott Crump was trying to do. He was trying to make some moves. That didn't work.
Race Control has not handed out an EOL to Scott Crump yet. I don't know that one will. Hey, look at this 35 car on the binders. That's a good job.
Ty McIntosh.
Ty McIntosh.
Let's go on board.
Ty McIntosh got on the binders. We can have a kind of a juxtaposition of. This is Norgard again.
Excuse me, I apologize.
There we go. Look at Ty misses this wreck, and he does a great job doing it.
Woo!
Look at the one car fly by on the outside. Here comes another one. Bang!
Rucker does a good job too there.
He does. Sonny D.
Was that the 50 that also just barely scooted on past it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that it cleared for him, and then Stanley slid up in front of the 32. So race control did not give an EOL to Scott Crump for the cause of this incident. I would think then in that case it would be considered racing.
Just don't see how. There was not room for 3 wide.
Haven't seen it yet. Man, this is
Wow!
Oh!
that's not a good move.
No, I
But it
think
worked.
that's a move that would be
Wouldn't advise it, young
criticized if it
drivers.
did not work.
Race
Yeah.
control is dishing out the tally right now.
All right, we're waiting for the verdict. Race controllers, Norgard getting involved. That car got spun out early in this. I think that does end up. He gets a few instances of
Yeah,
contact.
Hibbs gets them pretty hard too.
Lights are
Man,
still
Tate
on the
Lytle.
pace car. Take it
Lytle
hard.
just destroyed. Yeah, he tries to get going. The rear end's broken on it.
Jordan's gonna, I believe, miss this. I think we're gonna see a couple of different guys go flying by here, get involved. But Jordan, a good job.
And that was about good. I would have to say somewhere around probably 18 cars involved in that.
Oh, here's another one.
Ethan Stanley.
Mm.
There's RC going flying by, and then here comes Dewar.
Oh,
Pace car
backed it up
lights
into
are
Ty, I think.
out here. Yeah, that pace car lights are off.
That's fine, we're done.
And Scott Crump remains in 6th, so I think we called it a racing deal.
Well, no, they don't get EOLs anymore. Remember?
Oh, really?
I thought they
Still
did.
get a tally. No.
I thought they did too.
No. No, you just get a tally. You don't get EOL for causing a caution.
All right. Well, I would have a hard time believing. I haven't seen anything, but come across our screen. I don't know if we set it up or not.
No, I
Burrell
don't
still
think they set
leads.
up.
Looks like they're going to be going back green, but now not to Ethan Burrell's pleasure. He's going to have now new tires right underneath them of Tyler Fode as they get to the restart line with 30 laps left to go in this event. Green flag is back out. Ethan Burrell gets a really good start there. It's going to try to help his former teammate there of Matthew Weeks to at least be able to battle with Tyler Fode as they go into turn number 1 side by side.
Cody clears Weeks in 1. Really good job by the 40 car, but now they've got to close down that gap up to Ethan Burrell.
28 in the wall hard. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
that's going to lose Clark the track position. Weeks to the bottom, and Crump to the bottom as well. 2nd and 3rd, 3rd and 4th and 5th, all side by side behind Ethan Burrell.
Oh boy, they're almost 3 wide back there. They are all over the place. As they
Running
are
out
all
of cars to
trying.
crash.
Oh,
There they go
boy,
again.
well,
RC Anderson. RC Anderson, hard damage. Oh boy.
Man. This is what
Listen,
Ethan
as-
Burrell wants to see, I think. I think
This
that's
as long
what
as
Ethan
there are
Burrell needs.
two
Ethan
running
Burrell
cars,
needs.
there's always cars to crash.
Mhm. An adventurous night in the elite, in the belly up elite cup
RC
series.
did it this time. I think RC just absolutely got on the gas a little bit too quick and sent Dustin Dewar around here.
Got Seth Rawls, Vincent Isabella, Jesse Rasmus,
Leighton
Dusty
Norgard.
Dewar, Norgard as well. And yeah, I think the 50 would get the tally on that one. Let's take a look at it from the start finish line.
Barney, wave that flag. Come on, Barney. There we go.
There it is. Who was that got oh, it's Trey Holmes that got caught right at the end. Damage on the 50 car.
These drivers are making my life a little bit more challenging to have to go back and record all this for the podcast. As I'm going to be up for a while tonight trying to get
Listen,
all this.
I got you plenty of onboard shots.
Yes, you have. I don't know. I expected this many wrecks to be on board with. Let's go on board with RC Anderson here. Let's see.
That's actually who I was going to choose next.
Nope.
Can you go back just a little bit?
Yeah, I got you,
That's
fam.
too fast. Yeah, here we go. This is good to see.
Oh,
Just a little.
I don't know about that. I think that's a racing deal.
Dusty
would
slowed
say,
up
yeah.
big time. A lot more than we had seen originally. On board with RC, that changes the outlook of that.
Can I get Dusty's on board? I sure can. I may have to preset it up here and then go back. Yeah, let me go back. Let's pay attention to his wheel.
I think he's going to have a little bit of overcorrection. No, this isn't the wheel.
Yeah, I apologize. Let me do that one more time. Let's take a look at his wheel. Just a little bit, just a little checkup.
Not a lot.
Well, with these cars, you
But I
don't,
think
you don't.
was more-
It doesn't
if
take a
you
lot.
got a pedal shot, I think that's going to be where the biggest point of incident was. I don't think you do. But yeah, unfortunately, that does wad up a few more cars and might be day over for a few others. I think drivers like Seth Rawls might be done for the night.
Listen, I got something to say, guys.
And our
Zach Evans out here in the YouTube chat saying, running out of cars to crash, Daniel Eastern Blue 2024.
I don't know who that is, but I don't
That's
think
me.
we're anywhere close to. Is that you, Easter Blue?
That's Zach's nickname. So, it's a good one. Much like
It's
me claiming there's not running out of cars to crash right before they crash.
You could not have timed that
There's
any
still
better, dude.
plenty of cars on track here to crash, folks.
Hey, I picked Tate Lytle, who is going to finish, 42nd in this one? 41st? So,
Yeah,
I picked Cutler.
Matthew Week, so it's looking pretty
Classic.
well. But unfortunately for me, on my podcast, I did pick Tate Lytle. So
Oh, hey, do you guys have
That's
the
not-
brackets up with? Unfortunately, I don't have a graphic, but do you guys have the brackets? See how things are going so far.
there's something that we're gonna have to take a look and see here. Is those brackets? I
Alright.
can take a look.
I've got it momentarily. Just tweeted earlier, so,
Yeah.
but...
In the meantime, Zach Evans, I'm baffled that in nearly 4 years, Gerald has never heard me call Westergreen Easter Blue. Also got Robert
I'm
Hill
sure
Jr.
it has. I
saying-
forget things pretty easily.
Some angry
Robert,
folks
it's
in
been
here
an
tonight.
adventure out there, buddy. All right, I got the bracket.
You go
We
for
ready
it. Tell me.
for the bracket
What's up?
update?
Bye.
Yeah.
Tyler Fode versus Chad Frankenfield, 2nd and 7th. So that one is not decided yet.
Yeah, still a
We got
chance.
Vincent versus Scott Crump. Crump is 5th. Vincent's 33rd. Just got back in the lead lap after getting crashed a couple of times.
That one may be hard.
Jesse Rasimus versus David Tooker. Tooker just got piled up in the last
Rasimus.
wreck. Rasimus got piled up in the wreck after that. Then Tate Lytle versus Wyatt Canadle. I don't think Wyatt's here. Have we seen Wyatt all day? I don't think Wyatt's in this race. So Tate moves
Wyatt,
on with a
why didn't
41st
you
place
show
finish.
up? Why didn't you show up? You would have gotten it.
Wyatt misses out.
Oh my gosh! Can we just
Tate
say
gets
one of these
through.
guys is Wyatt Canadle?
Yeah, no Wyatt Canadle tonight.
The pace car is wide
No.
Canado. Which
Pace car might
honestly
have left
would
him
have a
behind.
realistic chance then.
I mean,
So
there's some bit of good news for Tate Lytle.
yeah, Tate will move on in the bracket despite a disaster.
As far
of a
as
finish tonight.
Vince goes, I mean, Scott Crump's. I do believe he had a tally. If he gets into another wreck, that's his incident. He'd be out of the race. So I mean, that's what right now some of these guys are probably hoping for. But
the last car on the lead lap. So
Yeah.
and Jesse Rasmus is a lap down. David Tooker is still on the lead lap in 24th.
well, the pace car lights are off. We're gonna go back to green again. I mean, so far it's been working out perfectly for Ethan Burrell. He's gonna try to again help out his old teammate Matthew Weeks on the bottom lane. As here they come to the restart line. Green flag will be going green here. And once again, yeah, both of those drivers on the bottom lane time it perfectly. Tyler Fode has to battle for that second spot once again here.
Nick Delicato has entered the picture. The 10 car has risen from 41st starting spot up to 4th and is challenging for that second spot.
28 almost got sent around there. He is really slow on those older tires right now.
And Burrell, he needs the rash of cautions to continue, I think, to be able to hold these guys off.
Oh, it got
Clark
sent up
just
the
got
right
sent to
track.
the outside, yep. Bodie's going
Needless
to
to
clear
say, they
Weeks
were-
for second.
They were done with his old tires at this point.
I think they were.
I think everyone's patience has gone out the window at this point. I think everyone is all take right now is that think I just saw the 64 of
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Yeah, they get 3 wide, trying to get some positions here.
He's all right now. That car looks okay. It's been involved in some stuff, but it isn't too badly damaged. That'll coming up to third.
There's so
and
much
3 wide on the
action.
top.
So much.
Stanley coming back through the field after spinning in the big wreck. Oh, dear Sunny D, no! Oh, Sunny D clears out Hunter Smith and William White. Oh, no!
What an impact!
And that
would have sent someone to the hospital.
Sunny D, no. I feel so bad. Oh, and Sunny D ran into Hunter Smith after. And that's not on Andrew Rucker. And that's not the normal. But, man, that is absolutely not Andrew Rucker's fault.
Oh, my goodness. That took my breath away.
He got sent into the corner by Gavin Hibbs.
Oh.
Checked up a little bit early for the corner. Hibbs is going to be the one definitely on the tally for this. And just cleans out poor Hunter Smith and William White.
Oh, my goodness.
It's
We
like-
were just talking nice of Andrew Rucker for once.
It's
My announcer's jinx tonight has been on point.
It's a lot like AJ Allmendinger at Darlington like a handful of years ago.
Oh, my
where
gosh.
He crashed like that into Jimmy Johnson under caution, I think.
Oh yeah. Man. And you
Man, Rucker.
know, I mean, those guys are frustrated,
Oh, it's
right?
gonna
William
hurt.
White's
It's
just
gonna hurt.
just minding his own business right here and gets
Oh.
T-boned and taken out into the outside
Go on
wall.
board with, let's do a inboard shot of the 54 of Smith here.
Smith? Yeah, I got you, fam.
Yeah, let's do like driver on board here. Oh,
This race has
gosh.
become a horror movie now.
Yeah, there's.
Oh,
By the way, per William White, it's 2 a.m. over in England where he is. And what a way to be taken out of the race at
pretty
2
big
a.m.
isolates that audio sound
I-
you just
I-
did. I'm gonna be really mad at you.
A jump scare.
I gotta say, for right now, Ethan Burrell is looking like a mad genius right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those
And
older tires
Tyler-
are holding up for him, and he's been able to hang on to the
To
lead.
be honest with you, they've probably evened up quite a bit with so many heat cycles.
Right.
And he's got weeks to fight with Fody every lap on the restarts here to just pull out enough, and then the inevitable caution. I mean, even if it goes green from here on, I still don't think Ethan Burrell falls outside the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, after being back in 24th after his incident with Chad Frankenfield, you know, this is a remarkable comeback from Burrell, and obviously I think throwing himself off in the strategy cycle, being forced to come back to the front via strategy, and now having to fight for his life on those older tires, you know, this is something that, look at Jonathan Cutlip. He hasn't been able to make up that same ground when he had every opportunity to stay out the same time Ethan Burrell did, and join him up at the front of the field. And he didn't take that opportunity. He's still stuck at 10th where he was back when they, were able to kind of move back to the front.
I might have a record-long broadcast or a podcast on Thursday night going over all these wrecks. Do tune in. We're going to be going live on the Belly Up Sports YouTube page, where we will be going back over live as far as all the wrecks, all the chaos from Gateway here, and there's been plenty of it. We put blame and maybe go back and review some of these wrecks a little bit better, and maybe teach these guys a lesson of humility on how they drive. And then we will have Harry, Mr. Humility himself, and we'll get to see some more action from him at Nürburgring. So that's going to be an interesting podcast that we have for tomorrow night. Joining me for the first time is going to be Johnny Thomas with me that night.
That's a good dude right there. You'll have a really good time talking to him, I think. And Carlos and I have had plenty of good experience with Johnny over at Erska, and part of the reason Belly Up and is the sponsor of the Cup Series this season is because Johnny brought him over and slapped him on the title card.
Also, Johnny Thomas, key person in helping create 3YTV.
His influence knows no bounds. His on-track performance tonight, little bit to be,
There's
to
a
be
bound there.
gained, but
Yeah.
but Johnny will always say, he's the guy who, he's not the fastest guy, but he's the most consistent guy, and he's consistently found himself getting caught up in somebody else's mess tonight, and I can definitely relate to that.
Well, we're going to be going back green with 16 laps to go. Still plenty of cars on the racetrack somehow. That help to continue going here as we still have, I believe, 32 cars on the lead lap. As I believe Ethan Burrell and Matthew Weeks are once again going to try to time this perfectly to put Fody on the back foot for this restart. And Fody's got to figure out a way to get these restarts down a little bit and not give the advantage over to these Pro Edge former teammate and teammate of Ethan Burrell there, and see if he can be able to get to the battle. He's got the fresher tires, but does he have the time? That's
the issue for Fody is, here we go, green flag. The issue for Fody has been the lack of longer runs. I think if they can get a longer run, that 40 car would move to the lead, but we haven't gotten it. And here comes Weeks trying to get to the second spot around Fody, but he's been able to hold him off so far. Can Tyler Fody hold strong on that outside lane against Matthew Weeks for second while Ethan Burrell drives away? Oh, they're going to be wrecking again on the back straightaway.
Wreck on the back.
Well, not yet.
Oh!
There it is.
Yes, it is. RC Anderson sideways again. That's a common view.
RC, no hold the brakes. There we go.
Oh, brakes, fellas. Oh, boy.
RC,
Yeah.
ah!
I don't think
My
there's brakes on that car anymore.
Lost in all that, Matthew Weeks takes second from Tyler Fody. And Justin Fortner, the car that loses it on corner exit of turn 2, Calamity Corner, gets clobbered by Marker Bilas. That sends Michael Goodman, Josh Robin, RC Anderson all for a slide. Dusty Dewar got turned around at the back of the field, checking up for this wreck. Hunter
Clear out
Smith
the
got
porta
turned
potty.
around.
You're gonna bring in a chopper for this wreck.
I'm hearing. Oh boy.
Oh, goody. Has to make evasive action after the
He's
26
fine.
gets hit. Not too bad. Goody's gonna keep on being persistent in there. Try to pick
I'm
up
at
some
a loss
spots.
of words. I'm at a loss of words right now.
Has RC hit the brake pedal yet?
Oh man. See what happened to the 99 there. Did he get turned around from that?
He was
Yeah,
the one who
he
clobbered
did.
into the 26.
Trying to see what
Let's go on
position the
board with,
99 is. Here we go, Mark.
Oh. I think netcode might have allowed him to keep it, and then I think he gets turned around when the 50 car comes back up the racetrack. Can we get an onboard with the 3 car of Vincent Isabella?
Yeah.
He snaked his way through this one pretty cleanly.
Let me find them first, and then here's the replay.
Picking up, checking up,
boy.
and he
Sure
gets
is, sure is glad that's there.
Yep, and then here comes RC down the track. Oh!
Guys, hold the brakes.
Yeah,
Vincent makes it through.
I think RC's fed up, to be honest.
He didn't hold the brakes on the last big wreck on the back straightaway either.
Yeah. Maybe they don't have that in IndyCar.
Oh man. Certainly a wild one here tonight.
Oh man, I didn't see Robin hit that hard. Robin hit hard.
Yep. But a lot of additional incident or damage in this wreck, and guys are already tossing the good win Ethan into the chat because nobody can get more than a lap or two in. We're just wadding cars up each and every lap, and it's created a bit of a log jam here. 11 cautions, most of them in the last 30 laps or so. It's getting rather difficult to imagine someone having enough time to get up and bypass this 37 car.
This race has definitely raised the price on sheet metal, I think. as these guys have absolutely destroyed their cars here. I mean, just absolutely destroyed it. And, it went from being a difficult race, worrying about, the handling, to now drivers are fighting through the handling, and that means going through the guy in front of you or beside you, and it's just causing all sorts of problems here tonight. As that caution does allow Matthew Weeks to be in front of Tyler Fode, so now it will be Ethan Burrell and his former teammate there of Weeks going to be onto the inside there. Of course, they picked the lane that puts Tyler Fode into a more difficult spot. I think this is exactly what Fode did not need to have happen.
Yeah, he's now, I think, kind of in a really tough spot.
I don't
really needed that race to go green a couple of times ago there.
I think Weeks might have a shot to be able to get Ethan Burrell, but I don't see how Tyler Fode, even if we go green from here on out, can be able to have the time.
It's whoever wins this battle for second, right? And it's been a pretty consistent fight between whoever restarts fourth and whoever restarts in second, and that has allowed Burrell to just kind of clear away and gain that early lead. Before we restart, I want to note Ryan Schultz drops due to packet loss, effectively an engine failure for the 4 car. He was running 12th.
Well, I do believe Ethan Burrell and Matthew Weeks have been kind of working together to time these restarts. I don't think that's going to happen now. I think it's now that they're side by side, I think it goes out the window. It's a battle for the win here. So we will see Weeks try to see if he can take on that Chevy of Ethan Burrell as they get to the restart line. Just a little over 10 laps to go, 11 laps to go in this event. Green flag back out. Now Ethan Burrell able to easily clear himself, and now the battle's on for second.
Fode got a pretty good restart there, but it's going to be between Indelicato and Weeks. Weeks trips up the track.
Gets a little bump to him, sends him up the racetrack.
They're going to be 3 wide for second. Nope, Fode can't get the run off the corner. They door slam the wall coming off of turn 2. Everybody staying straight as long as they can, and Indelicato clears for second.
Oh,
he missed the corner, though.
Oh, he missed the corner, goes up into the wall. He missed it by a lot. That wasn't even close.
Yep, Matthew Weeks and Gavel now fighting for second. Gavel's loose on the front straightaway. Ryan Gable's going to wreck it. Crump around. Indelicato around. Oh, and Crump gets hit hard by Vandermarl.
They're still wrecking.
Oh, they're still hitting each other.
Gable and Indelicato wrecked as well.
Oh, the Tim's going to need to get a penalty for rolling it that long.
I'm going to note that there are some bracket implications involved in this one. Vincent Isabella was last on the lead lap, I think, and Scott Crump just got wrecked.
Some of these guys are going to need to get a penalty for just not holding the brakes here tonight. 2 guys.
There might need to be a little discussion in the driver's chat, I believe.
I mean, the 0-1, that's not called for.
Yeah, just letting her roll.
Ooh.
Never touch the brakes. Re-damage the 10 car.
Same thing for the 10.
Crump's going to get 5th place back after spinning on this. iRacing gave him 5th. So potentially never mind. But there's a lot of damage on the front nose in the 90 car.
I can understand being upset, but this causes more incidents. Oh, Chad.
Oh, Chad, yeah.
Into them.
Yeah. But for Chad and Crump, really, who does get away with just that little bit of damage, you gotta just stay out now. There's nothing else to it.
Oh boy.
There goes Indelicato, and you're gonna see a rolling 0-1 wind up in Indelicato's lap right about
look
here.
how far back he was. He just not even trying to slow down. Not even trying. I mean, he was going 50 miles per hour backwards.
And quite an adventure tonight for the elite Belly Up
Now
Cups.
the question is, does that give you 2 tallies? Because he's already gotten a tally for causing the wreck. Does he get a second tally for?
Well, if he gets kicked, we'll know. That's about all we can call for. I think that 0-1 might be done anyway, so I don't know that it matters at this point.
No, he's still in the lead lap.
Race Control is here. Can you let us know in some way, either by DM or on Twitter or broadcast chat? When available, of course.
Yeah. Needless to say, I think people's emotions are frayed out on track here.
Any requests on
that
their
you could
replay?
probably hold up. Oh, they're calling it right now. It's going to be a review post-race.
All right.
Ooh,
It's going to be
okay.
a review post-race after. It might be a penalty after the fact you might get for
Makes sense.
causing additional incidents for that incident. So needless to say, I think a one-eyed food prepper with a very large knife probably can
What?
hold up how many fingers have... let me cook. A lion tamer that feeds by hand can probably hold up the amount of fingers of drivers that have not been in an incident tonight, as probably less than a couple, I think.
Interestingly, and maybe notably, the 90 and the 10 both spun out in that wreck are not deemed to have lost their spots by iRacing and are allowed to keep 5th and 6th. Race control typically does not change what iRacing believes, so Indelicato and Crump are 5th and 6th.
Zach Evans on the YouTube chat saying, we should not let Gerald cook.
Well, Zach,
Gerald
you're down
might
there
cook
and
with
I'm up
no
here.
finger or something. I think that's maybe his issue.
I will come up with whatever I want to. All right. Thank you very much.
I want to note that Garrison Hogan now runs 4th in the 36 car. He dodged that last wreck, picked up a couple of spots.
Hogan in 4th. Oh my goodness.
Who was
He has had an adventurous day tonight.
Chad Frankenfield is up against Weeks or Fody?
Fody.
They're getting closer.
They are.
Yeah, but I mean, unless Chad sends it on him, I don't see how. We shouldn't say that because we've seen
Listen,
some weird things happen.
Seen worse.
It would not surprise me if the leaders took themselves out.
What's so David Tooker's 10th? Where's Jesse at? Jesse Racimus.
He is
29.
back. Yeah, back in there.
29.
He's a lap down, I think. Oh no, he's on the lead lap now. So if Tooker wrecks, that one could change hands as well.
Oh boy. Let's not hope for any more wrecks.
Maybe
here.
we'll get 7 laps green flag racing to finish it off.
Yeah. Here we go. Back to the restart line. It's going to be 6 laps to go in this event. We really hope it's going to be the last time we see that yellow flag, as we're up to 12 cautions here tonight. Green flag back out. A wonderful restart by Ethan Burrell once again.
He has been on it, and Garrison Hogan's going to clear to
Garrison
second.
Oh my goodness.
Hogan's got a lot of pace.
A lot of pace here. What in the world? Is it new tires? Newer than
Might
the
be.
rest? But what
Oh,
a
yeah.
restart by Garrison.
20 lap pressure tires, 20 lap.
Look at him come. Look at him. He's going so fast. He's going to be on
Garrison's
the
already won a race
outside
this
here.
season. One at
I have
Homestead.
no idea where the speed is coming from. That is Star
20 lap
car.
pressure tires.
He's able to be side by side here at the flag line. It's going to be Garrison Hogan leading it.
Ethan Burrell driving it down deep into turn 1. He's going to wash up the racetrack. Hogan's going to be able to get outside of him, prevent contact, but this side-by-side racing's opening up the door for Weeks. And there goes Indelicato and Cutlet. Caution's going
Oh,
to be
my
back
kick.
out.
Oh,
Ethan
more cars
is the
against
leader.
my wall.
Ethan was the leader at the time of caution, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
Huge. And 2 guys who had run up front all day, Cutlip and Indelicato. And Indelicato's car had just gotten so loose, I think, with that damage.
Oh no.
Oh, there was 2 separate.
People
Oh my
like,
goodness.
Bobby Mountain wrecked.
There were
Dustin, you were
4
again.
sets of
Goody.
cars.
There was like 4. Yeah, you're right. There's about 4 wrecks in this.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
We made it a lap and a quarter.
Oh,
and
again,
Hunter bounced off of Vincent and put Johnny Thomas in the inside wall.
Johnny hit hard.
And again, Johnny involved in someone else's mess.
We need to go on upper view, like a top view on some of these wrecks here to see exactly what happened. There you
Here
go.
goes the
Perfect.
10 car. And coming out, he does exactly what everybody's been doing all day in 3rd gear, too high RPMs, too much wheel cranked into it, loses the nose and the rear end of that car and spins out
I
and
don't
takes
think that
Jonathan
would have
Cutlip.
caused the caution. What
That did
caused
not.
The caution was further back. Oh man, those two. They're like, we'll show you how to actually hit the inside wall.
This is
Oh, goody.
this has been
Oh.
just pure disaster.
What happened there with Goody?
I think the same exact thing that's happened to everybody else coming off of turn 2. Now, while we're looking at this, Carlos, is there any way you can also pull who's pitted and who has 20 lap fresher tires than everybody else in the top 10? Is anybody else coming up here with a huge advantage?
Here, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know when the last set of drivers went down pit road. Unfortunately, I don't have that graphic. I don't think we have that on this team. But Ethan Burrell last went down pit road on lap 54. Okay, we are currently on lap 117.
Yeah.
Garrison Hogan and actually everybody up to Chad Frankenfield in 6 last went down pit road on lap 76. So that's about 22 lap fresher tires compared to Burrell. Now remember, a lot of these laps have been under caution. Even the gap in between the 22 have been under caution. So it's not really that big of a difference, but it's enough that Hogan has a pretty good advantage here. After that, in 7th place and up to Justin Wadsworth, they all went down pit road on lap 89. And then from there, it's kind of like a mix. Because 18th place, Vincent Isabella, lap 101. Hunter Smith, lap 106. 112 for Gavel. But a lot of these guys have been involved in incidents. They may not have tires. That, unfortunately, I can't tell.
Gotcha. Well, I don't. In that case.
Yeah, I can't believe how Hogan got such a run. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Then in that case, his tire's not any better than Weeks's or Foden's.
Yeah. And he's got to be kicking himself. He was side by side. He probably would have gotten the lead if we would have just gone the straightaway longer. He would have probably gotten it over Ethan Burrell. But man, now Ethan Burrell's he knows that Garrison Hogan has the fast car. He's gonna try to put him in a disadvantage here.
Now, where is Ethan Burrell going to restart? I would think the bottom, right here.
No, I think the outside.
No, well, you think that, but Weeks is going to restart on the bottom behind him, and then that pins Fody on the top behind Hogan.
He's
versus
not
giving Fody a.
He just saw how fast Garrison Hogan is. He's not going to want to have Garrison Hogan having a preferred line to have another really good start on the outside. I mean, that's where he was last time. Was on the outside where he had such a run. We're going to find out here.
Yeah, let's see what Burrell does. I think Burrell's taking the bottom.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I would not. I think
it might lead to being it might be another one of those cases where you're right on the money with regarding Ethan Burrell's strategy calls tonight.
I was right up until Ethan Burrell proved us all wrong by being out. So I can't be completely right here. I had no idea that we would go on having about 7 cautions after the fact of Ethan Burrell pitting or staying out.
Pretty surprising, I do say.
Yeah. We still have so many cars on the lead lap here. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. A lot can happen. Those bracket spots are not guaranteed, save for Tate Lytle making it through because Wyatt Nadel didn't start the race.
There's still 30 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah. A lot of damage. Maybe they'll finish up 3 laps here. Ethan Burrell's got to do 2 more circuits on very old tires.
And we can still have green-white checkers here.
This is green-white checkered 1 out of 3.
I mean,
2 more green-white checkers coming.
Yeah.
Potentially. If they get back to the flag, that'll be it, though.
Well, we're about to find out, folks. Pull those belts one more time here. We're going to have a green-white checker to see if we can settle things.
Wow.
Green flag, back out, and wow is right. Ethan Burrell able to get to a really good start here. Allow Matthew Weeks to get the second.
Oh, Hogan just slammed Weeks into the corner. They're going to be side by side for second. I don't think Weeks would have appreciated that all that much.
Oh, Weeks gets loose. Coming out of turn number 2. Everyone keeps it straight here. They just need to come out of turn number 4.
They are side by side for second. Hogan drives it in deep into turn 3, washes up the racetrack. Weeks able to hold him off now, but they're all behind Ethan Burrell coming to the white flag.
This is exactly what Ethan Burrell needs. Coming to the line. It's going to be the white flag, so we're going to be racing it back around. The battle's for second, but Ethan Burrell clears himself and gets out to a very decent lead here.
Yep, Hogan's trying to clear Weeks off of turn 2. It's not going to work, but Weeks bobbles. Fody to the bottom of the racetrack. They wreck in the back.
In the back. Big wreck in the back. But up front, it's all Ethan Burrell. He's able to get himself out of the wrecks, out of the chaos, finds himself out front due to strategy, and that's exactly what he needed. coming out of turn number 4. He's going to win here for the Kickin Tigers 150 at Gateway.
Huge wreck on the back straightaway to end it. I saw Isabella get sent to the inside wall among a bunch of other drivers. All that to finish it off as Ethan Burrell doesn't wreck, saves it. Hosack, Hanshaw, Rasimus, Robin, all wreck on the back straightaway to close this race out. Oh, that was a big hit from Adams, I think. But Ethan Burrell does win it. You see his teammates from last season from the Pro Edge group. This is the first win for Do Good.
Yeah.
It might be years. We'll have to check with Goody on the team owner, but Do
been a
Good's
while
won a
since
couple,
Do
but
Good
they haven't won
been
one
on
in a
top.
while.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've been on top. Ethan Burrell able to break the Do Good curse here, get himself up front here, and win it for Chevy.
Yep.
First time for him and Chevy going to be winning it here. So he's going to be burning it down.
Go to the results here before we get to our interviews, just to take a look at these. Obviously, Ethan Burrell, Garrison Hogan, Matthew Weeks, and there is Goody celebrating. So good for Goody. Gets a race win for the team. That's your podium. Tyler Fody finishes 4th, and a bit of a photo finish with Matthew Weeks there, and then Scott Crump rounds out the top 5, does move on in the bracket, as does Tyler Fody. David Tooker finishes 6th. He's the other driver that moves on in the bracket, and so it'll be Fody, Crump, Tooker, and Tate for that final money from Belly Up Sports. Ethan Stanley drives back to finish 7th after a wild night. Justin Wadsworth comes home with a top 10 and 8th. Chad Frankenfield finishes 9th. Josh Clark rides those old tires to a 10th place finish. And then how about those couple of guys right there? Jordan Owens, Justin Vandermarl, Brent Jones all come home with 11th, 12th, and 13th. Very strong runs after kind of being clean, dodging those big wrecks, and making it out of that final lap melee to finish really well. Trey Holmes, Jonathan Cutlip, obviously 14th and 15th right there. It's going to leave the second half for you. I don't know if you wanted it.
Oh, okay. not really. To be honest with you.
Well, we can go to the interview here.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't think anybody's going to be looking at any of these spots back here and are going to be happy with their finishes. Needless to say, just about everybody on the screen, name-wise, is been involved at least 1 or 2 or 4 cautions at some point in this race. But yeah, needless to say, at least we can say 30 cars did finish on the lead lap here, folks. So a lot of racing. Maybe not the racing that we wanted, but for the meanwhile, it was still exciting racing for the lead when we had it, and we did see passing able to be made here at Gateway, and a lot of ill handling cars, not exactly in the positions that they wanted to be in, but we do have some of our drivers in the top 3 into the waiting room here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a couple of them. Let's go ahead and bring up our 3rd place driver of Matthew Weeks here. Let's put him in.
Got him?
I don't see the broadcast booth.
There he is.
Matthew Weeks able to get into that 3rd spot there. You had a shot at the win. What did you need to be able to make those restarts work to be able to go after your old teammate there of Ethan Burrell?
Maybe get better at restarting in first gear, because I just suck restarting in first gear. But I don't know. He was fast. Even in practice last night, he was really fast. So I don't know if I could have done anything besides maybe hoping for like a 10 lap run with the tire differences. But other than that, I don't think I could have. He was just too good.
Yeah, Matthew, a 3rd place finish obviously helps your points lead there, but take us through maybe some of those battles with Scott Crump in the middle of the race. Were you guys kind of upset at each other, or what was going on there?
Well, I don't know. I know I fell back and I seen him coming, and we were side by side, and we got real close, and I was trying to let him have it, but I was in a different radio channel in here. So when I queued up, I was like, oh crap, and then he got by. And I told him, I was like, I was trying to let you go. And then after that, he started restarting behind me, and he just kept diving it into the corner, and I just like, why, man? I was like, I like to have a little arc into the corner, and he was just sending it in there. So I was getting aggravated about that. So I was pinching him because I take it as I wouldn't do that to somebody, so I don't want no one to do it to me. And I didn't like it, so I started pinching him. And then I don't know what he was trying to do with Adams there, because I was like trying to stay close to Adams so Crump couldn't go 3 wide. And then next thing you know, I was getting hit in the door. So I haven't watched that back, but I don't care if he's mad or not. It aggravates me with how the lack of respect that is in this league lately, and just no one has no racecraft lately.
Well, we heard a lot of drivers upset here tonight. We want to go ahead and let you do your thank yous and shout outs, but real quickly, what's being said out there? I mean, a lot of people angry. You can almost imagine it after having 13, 14 cautions at the end of this event. Just a lot of people angry. I mean, do you think it's going to go forward from here? I mean, the tensions are definitely high out here in the Cup Series, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but it's high like that everywhere on the sim. It's like everyone has just lost all lack of respect in racecraft, dude. Like I say it all the time. Like that has gone out the window. Everyone just wants to take, and no give, and just want to be. I can't say the word I want to say on here, but they just want to be like that, and it just aggravates me. And it aggravates a lot of people that race kind of like the same way I do, with a little bit of respect and give room, and have that good racing peer-to-peer hard racing fun that you want to have with people, not this door banging, wrecking people, send them, whatever. It's just wrong, man. It's just people need to go back and kind of rewatch how people really raced.
Well, we want to go ahead and let you do your thank yous and shout outs, because you still were able to get a really good finish here again. I'd have to believe with the day that Tate Lytle had, your lead has been growing, probably insurmountable at this point would be the word I would use. Go ahead and tell us how the season's going. Give your thank yous and shout outs.
Season's going great, better than I ever thought. I want to win that regular season championship. I want them extra points. But shout out to 213 Simware. They've been with me for a couple seasons now. Hope we continue that. JV Designs on the scheme. Shout out to Ethan for giving Do Good the first Cup Series win. He's a good friend, so glad he got it. All the fueled up guys, I don't know how they raced tonight, and all the Pro Edge guys. It was a rough night, so hopefully everyone just rebounds, and we go to USA next week, so that's going to be bad. But shout out to you guys. And I know a lot of people don't give credit. Shout out to, who is this? Carlos? Carlos coming in and doing it tonight. That's awesome. I can't wait to check, go back and watch it. And everyone else in the league, and hope you guys enjoyed that kind of bad race.
Thank you, Weeks. I'm sure we're not anywhere close to done talking to you for the rest of this season, but congratulations, and we'll be seeing you here probably before it's all too long ago.
Oh yeah, you be seeing me here 600. Got to win another one.
Got to go after those full distance races.
Yep.
All right, that's Matthew Weeks, our third place finisher. Like I said, having one heck of a season so far, getting these top fives and wins and key races for sure. So good job for him. As we're going to go ahead and bring up our next driver here. That will be Garrison here. Let me pull him up. Garrison Hogan, you got us here?
Yes, I do.
Well, congratulations on getting second, but I know that second to final restart there, where you were able to mount that run on the outside, it looked so promising that you would be able to get around Ethan Burrell. What would have taken it? Just maybe 5 more seconds before the caution came out, or what could have been done to get this win wrapped up?
Just the timing of the cautions. That's all it is. And I mean, ultimately, we just got to have guys that are willing to respect the fact that we didn't have clean racing all night, and that they're not going to win the race from the back. So it's kind of beneficial to not make that contact. But some people, I guess, decided to door each other in the back, and well, it came with some consequences from what I heard. So all is good with me. I finished second, so I'm not complaining too much.
Garrison, you won it. You've had some really good late charges over the past couple of weeks. Like the Homestead race was a late charge, and Phoenix you charged late, got up into the top 5 before kind of a late incident. But take us through these late charges and what it takes to kind of stick with it, even if it's something you run into problems early in the race where you're sideways on the apron in the grass and able to come back up here and finish on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about me coming in here and having fun and putting on for, really kicking the tires at this point. They're sponsoring my car, so I'm trying to represent as best as I can. But it's a patience thing. It's me having a lot of experience on the sim, knowing that it's not gonna do anything for me, right? Like, I'm not a person that needs my ego to be boosted or anything that really needs to be validated to me. Like, I know what I am. I have good accomplishments on the sim. I don't need to win every race, but to at least get a good finish if I can, like, I'll try to do that. And in the end, the late charges are just late charges, right? Like, sometimes you can't help a caution fest and, you have bad track position or, getting in an accident or something like that that puts you in the back and you have a setback to come back from. So I'm just out here to get as many points as I can, get into the playoffs, and we'll go from there.
Well, again, good run for you. Good run for your team here. Able to get up there and knock out another top 5. Again, you probably would have wanted to have just a little bit more chances to go after that win. But overall, how's your season going? I know that it all changed for you now that you've decided to run for the full season. Have you been pretty pleased with how it's going, and what do you have to expect for the rest of the season here?
So far the results are okay. I mean, Daytona, I really was in a bad spot. I couldn't do nothing about that, but I did bounce back at Homestead. I made a mistake at Phoenix also because I was shifting into 5th gear entering turn 1, which probably was a no-no, and I found out in the last lap because I had too much speed. But I mean, it's gonna be the outlook for the rest of it. At least it's gonna be something where you're gonna have to survive the next couple of rounds. USA and I think it's Brands Hatch. I don't even own the track, so oh well. But hopefully it's just gonna be me getting some good finishes there, solid finishes, and then I'll just carry the momentum to the other tracks that I know. And the second half of the schedule really benefits me, and that's kind of what I'm waiting for. So.
Well, we want to go ahead and let you do your did you have another one for him?
No, I was gonna have to for the shout outs.
Yeah, go ahead and give us your thank yous and shout outs for the second place. As again, being able to survive tonight and get that second place is quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, first off, congratulations to Ethan. He did a hell of a job. Like I told him, if he didn't gas it up underneath me on that second to last restart, that was going to be a really, really interesting race going into turn 3 because I was pinching him down. But congratulations to him and the rest of the Pro Edge and Fueled Up guys. We were all together racing and having fun in there, kicking the tires on my car. Thanks for coming on this year. They're with me for everything, even Road to Pro. So glad to have them on board. Chad for putting on the league, you guys for the broadcast. And yeah, if anybody else is watching, that's a Garrison Hogan fan out there. I don't know if anybody watches that is, but thank you guys too.
Well, we appreciate it, Garrison. Again, I'm sure you got some fans out there. If not, you're sure growing the fan base for sure with these finishes and making runs like you did there. But again, congratulations, and we'll hope to get to talk to you again. Alrighty.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
That was Garrison Hogan. Let's go ahead and bring up that guy that won this race. That's gonna be Mr. Ethan Burrell, Mr. Winner for Do Good Motorsports. I have to tell you, I am sorry, Ethan. I did not trust your judgment at all throughout the entire night. Going down pit road early, putting yourself back there in the wrecks, getting involved with Chad Frankenfield for another week, and then staying out on old tires. I thought you were done. I thought you were done for. Stick a fork in them, and you proved it's not about the tires. It's about that old skill behind the wheel, and you sure proved it here tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I had a lot of adversity to fight through, but yeah, I had a whole lot of want to and some good speed, so that took me to the win just barely.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Ethan, talk us through that strategy call to forfeit the halfway point and come down pit road there on I think lap 55. It got you in the back and wound up resulting in you falling even further behind. what was the kind of the thought process behind that call?
Yeah, it really bummed me out. So I knew that with the amount of sets of tires we had in the pits versus the lap total, we had to average about 20 laps a set. And the first run, I want to say I did like 30 laps on the tires, or most of us did. So, yeah, that next pit stop, we had like 15 laps on the tires, maybe like 10 or maybe a little less than 10 going full speed. But I figured a lot more people would pit, and yeah, half the field stayed out, and I knew it was going to be an uphill battle. I knew traffic was awful, and then of course Chad Frankenfield was up there somewhere, and I found him again. But I actually have to give Chad a little bit of credit, because I did have a tire advantage on the top 20 there, but after bouncing off of him and sliding, I decided, I got put back so far that I might as well just stay out, because I wasn't going to get any track position back, and it ended up paying off, so it worked out.
So overall, you're thankful for Chad Frankenfield for getting into you.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
So you're saying he needs to do it more often, and it's your fault for not making the Indy workout after that, huh?
Yeah, usually I give guys one strike, and then the second strike, you're out. Tonight would have been the second strike, but I won the race, so I don't know. It's not going to take much.
Well, overall, we want to go ahead and give you your thank yous and shout outs here. And yeah, too bad you're not going to be on the podcast, or this would have been a really interesting victory take we could have had for you, because you're up front. You didn't get to see all the wrecks, but maybe you want to tune in on Thursday and see exactly what all went on behind you there.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching. Shout out Do Good Motorsports, man. Goody, Dustin Dewar, Jeff Green, Jeff Green just had to pull out a full-time competition. But man, shout out to those guys. It's been awesome joining this crew and getting to know each other and working together out on the track. Shout out Betty and my wife Rachel for watching. Shout out to you guys for everything you do here in the booth. Shout out to Chad for never giving me a dull moment in these races. My best friend Austin and all the guys at Pro Edge too, they did good. So yeah, man, just it's awesome. This win feels really good.
I want to note, Ethan, before we send you off, that is the first Cup Series win for Do Good Motorsports. I thought they had gotten one with Jeff Green up here so much, but apparently not. So congratulations on that. Long-standing team getting their first win. That's awesome.
Yeah, they deserve it, man. It's been awesome. So hopefully many more to come.
There you go. Thank you, Ethan. And we'll get to talk to you again some more, if not here, maybe on the podcast there. But good job getting that win for Do Good.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was Ethan Burrell. I got to say, it was a long night. I'm going to have a long night ahead of me, David, as I go through the field and get these recordings made up of all the wrecks and everything. So I'm going to have a busy night. Do you want to go ahead and give everyone the shout out before we head out?
Yeah, for Belly Up Sports, this has been Carlos Acosta, Gerald Campbell, David Westergreen, 3 Wide TV, Elite Racing Network. Make sure you go subscribe. Tune in next week. Tune in tomorrow for Gerald's podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Have fun, folks.